that? One scene. Actually, it's going to be super easy, barely inconvenience. Good evening, friends and family. My name is Ryan Cam. Welcome to Small Zero. We're going to be talking about some movie news. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of fun stuff. We got the first trailer for Primetime. We've got Dave Bautista as Kratos. We got Violent Night 2. Got a lot of fun stuff. And here to talk about it, first up is Matt Wyatt. Matt, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm excited to get into some of the big news that Kent Carter's potentially being cast as Cyclops with the X-Men reboot. I can't wait to talk about the Violent Night 2 trailer and even Primetime trailer as well. I can't wait, dude.
Yep, and also joining, come on, Jacob Collins.
Oh, hey, wow. It feels so nice here. Yeah, looking at it. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about Primetime. I'm excited to talk about Cyclops, and yeah, can't wait. Yeah, this is gonna be a fantastic show and everything, and yeah, so yeah, but yeah, excited.
Absolutely. But before we get into all of that, I wanted to take a minute just to talk about something that happened just like an hour ago. I learned some tragic news. In the movie trivia / discussion community that I'm a part of, I'm all over the place. But there was someone in that community who passed away today, and his name was Jordan Pierce Owens, JPO as he was known. I'd be lying if I said that we were like close friends, but he was always an incredibly nice guy, always treated me very well, and he passed away today. I do not have any details. I have asked around, and no one really knows anything. All that I know is that he was, like I said, he was just a gem of a human being, treated everyone around him with love, and it's just a genuinely sad piece of news. So rest in peace, Jordan Pierce Owens, taken far too soon. And I want to thank these guys for giving me a minute to not only host, because I love to host, but also to give me a second to bring that to you all's attention, because you all may be watching the delay of this. Thank you in advance for that. And you may not catch it, but like, just rest in peace, Jordan Pierce Owens. You will be dearly missed, not in just the movie trivia discussion community, but in the wrestling community and just humanity in general. So rest in peace. You will be sorely missed.
Well, whenever the edited version, if you want, like if Ryan, if you want to send us a picture, like Matt, we can put it like in like as a side by side, so that way we're talking about, and we'll have like a little segment for it. That way people can see who who we're talking about and everything, and maybe we'll have a link to like some of the matches he did, so that way to honor him. Which I never met the guy, but it's sad that he's so young. I mean, I think he's like about the same age as you, so I mean, like he's a few years younger than me and Matt, and that like so young to go in your 20s, and that's sad, especially like and I always say like no mother should have to bury their child, and to see him like that is sad. I mean, I hope that never happens with my mother, and I hope that never happens to any of you guys' mothers either, and but I mean, rest in peace, man. I mean, because at least he's gonna go like at least he went, and like he's like we're able to talk about him, so that means he left like a body of work. People can go back and watch his matches, and people can go watch him and watch his videos and stuff. So I mean, at least he left a footprint before he go, and I'm sure his videos will be celebrated for years to come. I mean, I'm sure people like if you want, go back and watch it, because I mean, anytime someone passes away, it's sad, and I really, and my heart goes out to his family, because it's one of the saddest things. I've never met the guy, but like I can imagine being someone that's in their 20s. It's like you only been around like 20 something years, and then you're gone, and that's sad. So
yeah, hearing this, that we were talking off stream, that I was like, wow, he really passed away, was gone way too soon in his around in his 20s. That's very tough. But like you said, Jake, that he was able to leave some of his work behind, and that's one of the beauty part about when you're a content creator that's been working on for doing videos for years, making something for yourself, but then you never know what will happen to you. And then people can look back and remember you for what you have done from your work, that your work will still live on. But it's just sucks for someone who hasn't gone. That's way too young. That's what we all. This is. I know this is very cliche, but you got to understand that you got to make life everything count. Make everything count. Don't waste your life on anything. Just enjoy it while you can, because you never know what will happen. Because life is literally short. You never know what will happen to you.
Yes, and before we went live, we all were talking, just the three of us, because you got to understand, we bust each other's nuts, but at the end of the day, we are friends. Like, we are very close friends. And I hope that is conveyed when we talk about stuff. But we've all made a pact that if one of us dies, we will go to the funeral dressed as the Grim Reaper, and we will stand there, and we will... As last request, we are going to put that in writing. We will put that out there.
We should play that song. Oh, death.
Won't you spare me over till another year?
Or play Don't Fear the Reaper by the Blue Oyster Cult.
But
I mean, but to be fair, like that's what Jake would have loved to have, a Grim Reaper at his funeral.
I'm not gonna lie. There's also I saw a thing, keep seeing the thing on Instagram that keeps popping up where it says, "Oh, there's like a woman that looks like dresses like Morticia that will come stand at your funeral and stand there and grieve for you." He said that you pay her in advance, and then she'll show up at your funeral on that day, dressed all in black, like looks like Morticia or the lady from Evanescence, and she'll just sit there like in a black dahlia outfit, and she'll just sit there and stare, not make any contact. And she'll cry for you. And I'm just like, that's kind of odd.
Shout out to Amy Lee. But yes, we can get the show on the road now. Rest in peace, JPO. I'll be praying for you and your loved ones tonight and for a very long time to come. Everyone watch Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. That is your homework. That was his all-time favorite. That's your homework. Mine too, because I've never seen it.
I have seen the movie a long time ago, so I know
I've never seen. Really that's like the one Jim Carrey movie that's gotten past me. That's the only.
It's very heavy and depressing too. But it's actually a really damn good movie with Kate Winslet and Jim Carrey. Great. I
do like his dramas. I think honestly, the Truman Show. I know that's not really a comedy, but he's really good in the Truman Show. Like, I'm sure if I love the Truman Show, I think he'd be really fantastic, like the Eternal Sunshine.
Yeah, when he's doing dramatic acting, he does it great. He does it very well.
But
I believe he turned a famous role.
Sorry.
No, I was just saying. I think Jim Carrey turned on a famous role. I believe it was like a family film or something. Like I believe he turned down like Finding Nemo or something like that to do Eternal Sunshine.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But in the words of Pink Floyd, the show must go on, so let us get on with it. Let's get into the weekly box office. And I think the big headline from this, Spider-Man Brand New Day, is already at $1 billion. It took him 7 days to get to $500 million, and it is now sitting at $1.1 billion with a B dollars. So it's a good day to be Kevin Feige. It's a good day to be Tom Holland. It's a good day to be Zendaya and John Bernthal and a lot of people. Like Odyssey is still hanging in there though. It's either at $1 billion. I mean, it's 939. It's on the doorstep of $1 billion. So it'll be
about $1 billion by Monday.
Absolutely, I believe that 100%. And just. I look at this and it makes me smile because, you see
the top three movies are $1 billion movies. Have you noticed that? The top 3 movies are $1 billion.
And I just remember thinking back of like 2022, 2023, like the movie theater is going to die. The rumors of the theatrical experience's death have been greatly exaggerated.
I completely agree with you because I will say this. I wanted to get my thoughts out of the way first, but I've seen the movie Spider-Man: Brand New Day, and I would say that this is probably going to be my favorite movie of the year because this movie exceeded all the expectations. I thought it was everything I ever wanted. If you want to go check out the non-spoiler review on my channel, you go check it out. I also did a spoiler review for on Ryan Cam's channel that we went into the nitty-gritty of that movie and how much we really loved it. And I'm going to see it again this Sunday because this movie itself, this is one of the most pop culture experiential events because Spider-Man, no matter how much that Marvel has been having a lot of downsides through the past several years, Spider-Man was the only kind of brand that will save the whole Marvel universe because Spider-Man is the most popular Marvel character of all time. Like even more the Avengers. That's just a hard fact. And it just beat the opening weekend's box office for Avengers Endgame. And it gave, and also because this movie was definitely more of a checklist of what have you done for us lately with the Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, giving us more of a street level story. You gave us a great like struggles with Peter Parker. That was a checklist. Gave us back the Hulk that we always wanted for a long time, and gave us a great on-screen dynamic with John Bernthal's Punisher and Tom Holland, which we know that they had an incredible chemistry even long before Spider-Man. And it's one of those movies. Yeah, and they were in the Odyssey together. And this is one of those types of movies that this is one of the movies that people will still talk about. You have to make a movie that's something that will keep the conversation going and keep people speculating and theorizing that will go for the whole year of movies like this. I feel like that this is now becoming the new trend for July's summer release for like 2 double features, kind of like Oppenheimer and Barbie, kind of like with Deadpool and Wolverine that made $1.3 billion in the July release. Even Superman, even though it wasn't a $1 billion hit, it was still a hit at the box office in July. Sure, that the Fantastic Four's First Steps underperformed, but it was still a banger movie that people still enjoyed. I mean, I feel like now this is becoming the new norm, that most July releases for big hits like The Odyssey and Spider-Man: Brand New Day, this is the now new norm. And people and even The Odyssey itself, that it was based on a fantasy epic of Homer of storyline. When you get someone like Christopher Nolan, there's no doubt that people will rush out to see what he's going to do because he's already earned the reputation as a filmmaker, especially when he did the Dark Knight trilogy. Then he did Inception and Interstellar. He had Oppenheimer that won so many Academy Awards. He's now award-winning. He's now like a winning award-winning director for Oppenheimer. Even for a movie from a biopic film, he made it something movie that will be memorable and that people will still talk about for the next decade or so. And Spider-Man: Brand New Day is definitely going to help the whole box office for Avengers Doomsday for sure. That's going to get more people excited for the next Marvel movie. And people always bitch and complain like, "Oh, superhero fatigued. It's superhero fatigued." When really, it's not about fatigue.
It's about superhero movie fatigue is what it is.
Yeah, we're getting mediocrity fatigue. Yeah. If you put out good qualities in what you're presenting to your audience, people will go out to support it. You just have to make a good quality, but also give them the reason why you should go out and see it and what you're presenting to your films. That's my 2 cents.
Matt, click on Minions and Monsters. I want to see what the box office for Moana and Minions and Monsters are.
All right. So for the Minions, it made $452 million worldwide. It's been out for several weeks now, for like a month. And for the Moana, yeah, it's not looking good. 264. Like, here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie. Before the Moana movie came out for the live action Moana, I literally predicted that it was going to be $1 billion hit because it's Moana, even though the movie is going to be terrible.
We were so wrong too.
I was so damn wrong. I was so wrong about this. I guess that people are now seeing this, that it's a sign of a wake-up call that people don't want to go out and see a live-action Disney remakes anymore.
Unless there's an alien named Stitch in it, no one gives a shit about that.
Exactly. And also, and I said this last week on the show that with all due respect to Dwayne Johnson, I'm not trying to directly attack him. I love some of his work, but I'm not going to lie to you. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I just don't think that Dwayne Johnson is the movie star he used to be. I mean, I think that's now a big sign. And I'm not trying to diss on the Dwayne Johnson. I think some of his works are really good, but I feel like every movie he chooses is very poorly, and people are not bullshit. Yeah, exactly. And people are not taking the bait of his marketing for his big movies anymore.
What were you saying, Ryan? Ryan?
I was just I was just going to say, like, Rock even has Jumanji coming out later this year, and the prospects of that are looking even more grim because it's going to be competing with Doomsday and Dune. So, like, and we can have that conversation, like, if we want to. We've had it before, but I mean, like The Rock must be like throwing tables and chairs in his house. He's calling up a Triple H, being like, "Book me, like I'm ready to come back and wrestle again." I want to be the final boss again.
Really,
especially when you're putting out Jumanji against Doom Part 3 and Doomsday, that's not good. You're shooting yourself in the foot. You're just waiting for this thing to fail. Like we talked about this before, Jake and I even brought it up, and I totally agree with them that if you want to make this movie and make a lot of money, your best chance is to just put it out in early of January. Put it on in January when there's not a lot of competition. You cannot put this in front of Doom Part 3 and Doomsday. That will destroy Jumanji.
This is The Rock right here. This is what The Rock thinks after hearing that his movie's going up against Doomsday and Dune.
I have a few questions, starting with what the fuck?
Especially when especially when it's made by Sony. Sony, you're doing great with your Spider-Man Brand New Day with Marvel.
Yeah.
Don't shoot yourself in the foot with Marvel with Doomsday, because no matter how many people are skeptical about Doomsday, the ticket sales for the premium screenings sold the hell out. It crashed on the theater websites. Even for myself, when I claimed that ticket for myself, it was crashing. It had many errors when I tried to get those tickets, and luckily I was able to get them. So it shows you that no matter how much you can be hype about it, you can even complain about it, but people are still going to go see Doomsday regardless. It's going to win the box office. Even after the success of Brand New Day, it's even going to help Doomsday even more now.
Regardless of quality, people will go see Avengers Doomsday. They just will.
I mean, people really people will, because it's a freaking Avengers. Look, this right here. Okay, you want to know how great this movie's doing? This right now is a screening right now for 7:30 at my local theater. Look, all the Spider-Man things are seats that are taking. That's every single seat.
Yeah. I literally tried to get those tickets for this week because I wanted to see it again this week, and the seats were filled up already. Even the Odyssey for the IMAX screens, for the standard IMAX screens, most of them are already filled up. I was like, except for the front row, which I'm never going to choose the front row. That's just like
I've been seeing those memes of people I'm like, I don't think that's an accurate description of like the looking up, but still.
No, if you're standing in the very front row, you're going to be looking straight up in the theater. Like I've been there, done that.
The last time I've ever sit like in the front rows, the side.
It's like that Willem Dafoe meme when like.
That's so accurate. That's really accurate.
I think that's like the worst. The last time we sat in seats like that, I think it was like Transformers 2, like because they had like the whole theater was packed, and so we sat like up there in those sucky seats. Honestly, we couldn't even get like a Saturday showing. Me and my uncle, we went and saw we sat in the wheelchair, the handicap seats, because I'm like, I'm not sitting like at the sucky seats because all the seats are taken. You couldn't even get two seats together. That's how crazy like the Spider-Man was last weekend. And this weekend it's going to be like that. I mean, seriously, you know what? If you can't see that,
I think that this movie is going to surpass the box office of Deadpool and Wolverine.
I think it will by Monday morning. Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely believe it. It definitely has, especially when you're counting the repeat viewings too.
For it to open for the second weekend, 180. Yeah, they're counting it to be this. You know, the second weekend they're estimating it to be like 180 to 200 for the second weekend.
Yeah, that's a lot, dude. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's like 200 million. Another top of that, which I'm like, this is literally the summer of Spider-Man. I remember how The Dark Knight was the summer of The Dark Knight. This is the summer of Spider-Man. Okay, because
I mean, look at
going to see this movie.
Yeah, and look at the previous Spider-Man movie with No Way Home. It came out at the end of the year. It was supposed to be one of the trends, but now for the summer releases, they've seen the patterns of big blockbuster movies when they come out in July. There's a potential that it's going to be a guarantee a big hit. I mean, Oppenheimer and Barbie did that. Even like Superman, even though it was not $1 billion movie, but it was still very successful. Deadpool and Wolverine came out in the July release. They made $1.3 billion, the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time. That's insane. Now it's like the new norm. Now studios taking a lot of attention that, hey, what if we put big, highly anticipated movies in a July release? And there's much more guarantee that people will go out and see it in July.
What about this? What if they call it like you know how they do like Barbenheimer? What if they call it like Spidacy? Or
I
Ottoman.
literally, I could have sworn I said that before with these two, that the hashtag Spidacy.
Tom Holland. Tom Holland. You got Tom Holland, Zendaya, and John Berthal are all in both of these movies. Okay, they're in.
They are.
I mean, it's a good summer for both.
I still.
This is a good. Oh, go on.
I still remember the summer of Saw Patrol. Damn it.
That went nowhere. Remember that went nowhere. Like nobody
cared about Paw Patrol.
They were like, yeah, I'm not going. People are like, look, I'll go watch Barbie and Oppenheimer, but I'm not watching Paw Patrol with Saw. Like I draw the line at like a 5-year-old movie. I draw the line at that, like, which I mean, you imagine you're like the only grown man in the theater. You're like Saw Patrol, right? And a woman just gets their kid and they move to another seat. I will say this though, with going back to the weekend. I mean, really, I mean, this movie, I mean, this is literally like, I mean, I know everybody was saying like, oh, Spider-Man, Brand New Day, like, oh, people are like, just like, yeah, and how much is it going to really make? Because it's got like, you don't have like Andrew and Toby in this, and you know, you don't have like the legacy. I'm like, it's Spider-Man because you know what? So many people like the last movie, they're going to come watch this one.
Yeah. Also, I mean, you had like Spider-Man: Homecoming in No Way Home, and Far From Home. Far From Home made over $1 billion because of the heels of Avengers Endgame. But here's the thing: like I said before, Spider-Man is still a popular Marvel character. They're still valuable to Sony, and that's their only Lord and Savior than any other IP from Sony.
Mantis Rose says, "What's be sure to check out our scary movie reviews on the channel.
It must be a great summer to be Tom Holland. Him and Zendaya are like,
this is a great year for Tom Holland, John Berthel, and Zendaya, because now they're popping champagne for both Odyssey and Brand New Day. They're already fucking loaded at this point.
Him and Zendaya, when they get married, they're creating generational wealth.
Didn't they already get married? I could have sworn they were already married. Yeah, they already got married, dude.
Like they've got enough money, like somewhere in between like Bruce Wayne and Scrooge McDuck.
Exactly. And also with Zendaya, she's got an upcoming big, highly anticipated movie, Doom Part 3. So she's got a fucking great year for movies.
By the way, what was I going to tell you guys? Yeah, you know, the only movie that's got competition for next weekend is Ice Cream Man, because Ice Cream Man's going to be able to this weekend. $1 billion.
That movie was made with the change that Eli Roth found in his couch. So
he funded his own budget. He funded the money himself, and it's coming out, and it's getting a limited day release for one day.
I went to there today to see, and then guess what they said? Oh, there's only one showing at 7:00, and I'm like, how the hell are you going to put it in theaters for one day and have one showing? They're like, we need the Spider-Man seats, okay? He's fuck Ice Cream Man.
We need the Spider-Man showings. We need more showings for Spider-Man.
No one gives a shit about Ice Cream Man.
Motherfuckers love Spider-Man.
But what did you all think of this week's box office? Let us know in the comments. Love to read what you have to say. Since I do not have a rundown, I'm just going to assume shot in the dark. We're going to Cyclops next.
Yes. Hold on.
Perfect.
I was thinking Primetime. Not gonna lie, that caught me off guard.
Yeah, you put the Cyclops first, so we're gonna start with that.
By the way, Kyle said he's going to see Ice Cream Man tonight. I'm just thinking, imagine Kyle's the only one in the theater to go online and go, Spider-Man, right? And you're like, no, Ice Cream Man.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We're going to be doing a watch party of Ice Cream Man, and that's going to be our first time watch, and Ryan's going to be laughing the whole time seeing our reaction. Like, they're in for Rude for the Awakening.
Ryan's seen it and wrote a
Talk about dropping the ball. Like at my theater, they sell ice cream, like sandwiches and stuff. Like they should have had actual ice cream to sell at the concession stand. That's $1 billion idea right there.
Yeah. That should be like the new a custom Ice Cream Man for the ice cream or the popcorn bucket.
Matthew, we literally have popcorn buckets made of a horse. Like we can have commemorative ice cream for the Ice Cream Man. Like, come on.
They don't have. Unfortunately, they don't have the money because it's not from a major studio.
Yeah, I know. Eli Roth self-financed the movie, and that's why it looks like it cost $1 million movie to make.
Exactly.
let's talk about Kit Connors now, shall
All right. So reading off from the Deadline has reported after the news that Samara Weaving was in line for Emma Frost's role in the upcoming X-Men movie, it now looks like Marvel Studios has found its Scott Summers. Sources tell Deadline that Kit Connor is the choice for the mutant Cyclops, similar to the Weaving situation, where director Jack Schreier and Marvel president Kevin Feige met with a number of candidates. Sources say that studio ultimately landed on Connor last week to become the latest actor to don the Cyclops visor. Marvel and reps for Connor could not be reached for comment on the casting. While James Bond has had everyone's attention this summer, the most active casting process has been who will play the new team of mutants. Following meetings and auditions over the last couple of months, sources say a small group of actors tested after the July 4th holiday. Summers has been one of the most cornerstones of the X-Men comics. First appearing in the 1963 The X-Men from Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, the character has always been seen as the captain of the team of mutants, best known for the powerful beams of energy emitted from his eyes that he controls through a visor and various sunglasses. So for me, like I had no idea that they were going to roll out more of the casting of the X-Men. So
I was thinking next weekend.
But for Kit Connor, Kit Connor, I remember him from another movie that he voiced over in an animated film from DreamWorks called The Wild Robot. He basically played the son that the robot in the Fox had raised him in the movie. It was one of the main characters, and when I first saw his performance when I saw this in theaters, I thought he was terrific. I was never familiar with any of his past work. He was not on my radar. I think he has a lot of charisma, and getting someone who's talented, I think that this kid has a lot of potential. He's in his early 20s. By the time they start filming the movie, he would already be in his mid 20s, so yeah, because we still don't know when they start production for the X-Men movie, but I think
they're aiming for. They said they're aiming for the beginning of January.
Yeah, that would make a lot more sense. And I forgot, and he's also got a lot of movies coming up for Kit Connor. He's actually going to be in the live action adaptation video game called Elden Ring, which I think it's supposed to be like in post production by now, if I'm not mistaken, because I had to look this up on IMDb too.
Alex Garland's writing and directing.
Yeah, the one that I think that's the one. Yeah, probably. But
that's the only problem with the movie. It's written by Alex Garland.
Dude, Alex Garland's great. Don't fucking diss him.
Have you seen 28 Years Later? I have, and I'm like,
that was really good. I don't give a fuck. You just sue me for liking that movie. And also he made Ex Machina. So joke's on you.
Just a bunch of zombie penises.
Yeah, it's in post production for Elden Ring, and he's got another animated film that is done by Netflix called Charlie versus the Chocolate Factory animated movie, and he's also voicing Charlie, the main character of the movie.
If I may weigh in,
yeah.
So, I like this news because I love the Wild Robot. I think it's great, but I think a decision that I think is pretty wise is that they're going young with this, because I have a feeling that Feige's like, okay, we're gonna string this out for many movies. We got to do what the old saying goes and start them young. So I think that is absolutely the move to do. And beyond Wild Robot, I'm not 100% sure of what else Kit Connors has done other than the Wild Robot and the movies that you mentioned, Matt. But like I said, I do like this news. And I mean, the only live action Cyclopses that we've gotten are like James Marsden, Alex Pettyfer, not Alex Pettyfer. Who is he in
Sheridan.
first?
Yeah,
that's the
Taylor
one.
Taylor Sheridan. Yeah, that's the
Sheridan, not Taylor Sheridan. Taylor Sheridan.
What?
The showrunner for Yellowstone.
Taylor Sheridan wrote and created Yellowstone. Ty Sheridan is
he created Yellowstone at that young at 12 years old. What? I will say though, I like that they're going younger as well, because they can do because I think they're trying to attract the younger generation. They're like Tom Holland. He was like, oh, he's a young kid, and then by the time now he's 30, 32 years old, and so now
right now he's 30. Yeah, Tom Holland's now 30 years old, and it's been 10 years since he got cast as Spider-Man.
And I think you go younger. Also, I like that they're going unknown. I mean, I think the only person so far is famous. Like, because remember when they casted the original '90s X-Men movie, they casted like none
Well,
of them.
that was in the early 2000s when
Well,
that
it was
movie
like
came out.
X-Men 2000. Sorry, I mean, they started shooting in '99 or
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So when they were casting that movie, they were going. The only people that were known when that movie came out was Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen. Everybody else was none. Like Hugh Jackman wasn't famous.
None of them.
None of them. Like I said, Famke Jensen, was not really that famous.
Like it's so crazy. It baffles me that some people will complain. It's like, why are they getting unknown? Why can't you get someone known? First of all, there's been a lot of superhero movies that got cast in superhero movies that most of them were not very well known actors. They weren't big stars.
Unless you watched the taped recording of the London performance of Oklahoma, in which Hugh Jackman starred, and you didn't know who Hugh Jackman was until X-Men.
And do you remember that? I do remember that some people were a little for comic book nerds that were on the fence with Hugh Jackman's casting as Wolverine. It's like, oh God, he looks nothing like the character. He's too tall. He's too tall, blah, blah, blah. But then when they saw a first look at the image of him as Wolverine, they were on board with this. And they saw his performance and people forgot all about it. And for Kit Connor, like he's obviously going to get in a great shape. I mean, we've seen a lot of actors like Chris Pratt and Camille Nanjiani who were not in the best shape at the time, but then when they were hired and doing superhero movies, they got in the best shape of their lives. I mean, to be fair, like before he got cast for the Guardians of the Galaxy for Chris Pratt, he was already in good shape when he did Zero Dark 30 back in 2011. I think that's when that movie came out. He was still in a really good shape, but yeah, it was like 2012. That's right. And like you do know that Marvel has not making any mistakes when it comes to casting, regardless of whether you love those movies or dislike those movies. Marvel does a great job with the casting for these actors, and they wanted to get for someone younger, someone that can actually carry the franchise for 10 to 12 years. They wanted someone that could be in their early 20s or mid 20s.
And do you see like all the people? And there are people that I was shocked that came out against him. Because there are people that because he's bisexual, they're like, oh, he's a gay Cyclops, and like there is one particular.
That's because you want to know why? Because he was on another Netflix show that was a hit on Netflix show called Heartstoppers that has a gay love story. So that kind of feels like it reminds me of the Heath Ledger's casting as Joker when it was like, you're gonna get Brokeback Boy, huh?
He has a girlfriend, okay, because he identifies as bisexual. He has a girlfriend though. He has a girlfriend.
It shouldn't matter because he's an actor.
He's an actor.
Actors act. Dude, do you know what Ian McKellen, when he was cast as Magneto and Gandalf, he's actually gay in real life. Yeah. I don't see anybody like boycotting the casting.
No.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Mantis Rose says hi to you, Matt, twice.
Hey.
And hello to the rest of us. Well, thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much.
I will say this. I do think
Shen said hi. Hello.
I will say this though. My big issue though is like, why are you like so unabashed? You don't know this guy's body working like because of like who he sleeps with. We're judging him on his acting ability, not who he sleeps with. And also, that's none of our damn business who he sleeps with. For all, and plus he has a girlfriend. So I don't know why. Like because he did a show with Joe Locke, who plays Wiccan in the MCU, and they're like, oh, now for us, like one. I'm not saying this person's name, but this one female YouTuber was like bashing because she's like, now if Wiccan and him are in the same scene in a movie together, now people are just gonna think, oh, it's like just like Heartstoppers, and I'm like,
honestly, I think that's so ignorant to make that kind of assumption. Like, because I know I've said this already, but it feels like it's repeating the same pattern with the Heath Ledger's casting as Joker when he was in a gay love story with Jake Gyllenhaal in Brokeback Mountain, and when he was announced that he was the Joker, people backlashed him as the casting. It's like, oh, you're gonna get Brokeback Boy, oh my god. Until they saw the first look of the teaser trailer as the Joker, then people shut the hell up. And because once you see his performance as Cyclops, that's going to get forgotten. And people, and I can guarantee for people who complained, they're going to try to change their tune. And then also they're going to just say, well, I always believed in him as Cyclops. No, you didn't. You're full of shit, dude. Like, don't try to rewrite history.
Yeah, I mean, like that's how, there's always casting. Like, I remember whenever like Michael Keaton was cast as Batman, people were angry about
Mr. Mom, you're gonna get Beetlejuice's Batman.
Remember they had a letter writing campaign that said, "Oh, they tell one of us that they made a mistake." Remember Ben Affleck?
Dude, I remember like it was yesterday, like over like 11 years ago when he was cast as Batman for the Zack Snyder's Batman v Superman. I was one of the people that it caught me off guard for the moment. I didn't think he was going to get that role until I read the description of what kind of Batman they're getting. I was like, okay, this definitely fits for Ben Affleck, and I was all in, all the 100%. Most everybody online saying, "Oh my god, you're going to get the guy who played Daredevil. You're going to get Daredevil from the guy from Geely." Like people, and then when they watched, even though that the film,
Robin?
Yeah, and even when when Batman v Superman came out in theaters, even though the film didn't live up to the expectations, but a lot of people said that Batman was the best part of the movie, and they loved him as Batman.
Oh yeah, I remember Pattinson. People were complaining about Pattinson.
When he said, "Tell me, do you bleed? You will." No one was questioning it at that point.
And also, like the Twilight, people are like, "Oh, the guy from Twilight's gonna play Batman."
Yeah, you're gonna get Twilight, boy.
Yeah.
And then when he said, "I'm vengeance," the
moment he just wailed on that one goon in that teaser trailer, when he was just wailing the crap out of him, it's like, "I'm vengeance." It broke the internet. It broke the internet when that teaser trailer came out.
But we do have to get on to our other stories. But what did you all think of Kit Connors as Cyclops? Let us know in the comments. Love to read what you have to say.
Is it?
Well, I was going to go to Violent Night 2 next, but
well, we're going to get into Violent. We're going to Violent Night 2. Yeah, we're getting there. So yeah, going into Violent Night trailer for 2 trailer dropped.
Y'all better leave out a pack of nails for Santa Claus this year, because if not, well, Michael Shannon as ripped Santa Claus will have words with you.
Michael Shannon? You mean David Harbour?
You mean David Harbour?
They look so similar to me. They look.
Do they though? Do they? Yeah. One of them is very in good shape, and one of them is very like obese. Like I don't know how they look alike.
Wow, that's harsh. Man, he's fucking fat.
Pull up the 2 images. They look the same, but just read it. Go on.
Santa's naughty list is getting a little longer in the first trailer for Violent Night 2, which bowed at CinemaCon Wednesday during the Universal presentation. David Harbour stars as a vengeful Santa Claus in the sequel to the 2022 original, with Kristen Bell joining the franchise as Mrs. Claus. This is from the night from the CinemaCon news. But I wanted to get into the trailer for this. That apparently in this trailer, that now that Santa Claus is on the naughty list because he murdered a lot of people, and now he doesn't have a troop, and now he's working at the mall. Look, I'm a fan of the first Violent Night. I think it was surprisingly so good. It could have been so bad, and these are the same people that made the first 2 Nobody movies. And I love David Harbour. I'm a big fan of him as an actor. I think he's incredible. And I thought he was the best part of that film. Yes, Violent Night was literally a blatant ripoff from Die Hard. It literally is. It's the same plot of the movie. But at least they were able to poke fun of it and make fun of those pop culture Christmas movies like Home Alone, for instance. And it made it work, and it knew what it was. And it was so heartfelt. It's stupid and ridiculous, but it still made it fun. And David Harbour brought the heart of that movie. The action and choreography was very graphic and very like on the edge of your seat, and it was so funny. It was so fun. And I didn't think, and it did pretty well at the box office. And I didn't even think they were ever going to do another one.
At first, when I first saw the movie, I was like, all right, that was a lot of fun. But like the more I thought about it, like that was a lot of fun actually, and it got better the more I thought about it. But I mean, like David Harbour, John Leguizamo, pre-Odyssey, he was in it. He was great. Beverly D'Angelo was in it. She was a lot of fun. Like Judy Gemstone herself, Edie Patterson was in it. The movie's a lot of fun.
The guy from The Boys season 1 that played Translucent, he was in it, and they almost cut his dick off.
He also, that's the guy. And no, actually, it was not his dick; it was his balls. They almost chopped his balls off with
I was thinking they were going to do it.
Literally the Nutcracker, and he did voice Lucius Malfoy in the audio full-cast edition of Harry Potter, which I heard his performance, and he's really good. He's such a great actor, and but it feels, this trailer itself, no matter how ridiculous it looks, it kind of feels like now they're moving away from Die Hard. Now it feels like a little bit of I was literally going to say that. Thank you for interrupting on that shit. But yeah, it's literally an R-rated version of Mall Cop if Santa Claus were to work at the mall and the goons coming in and do the heist mission.
But I think what's going to be interesting is that, since he doesn't have his magic, it's going to be as Collins is choking. He enjoys this photo so much.
And you got Christian Bell is cast as Mrs. Claus, which I forgot. I knew they announced it a long time ago, but I completely forgot she was playing the character. And yeah, I'm starting to see the dynamic between the two of them, that they are going to be she's going to be one of the scene stealers in the movie.
I don't know why.
Because we didn't know how badass she really was. We didn't even know who Mrs. Claus was because she was mentioned off screen. Now we're going to get to know her character more in the sequel.
I don't know why, but I thought Viola Davis was Mrs. Claus for some reason.
That would have been interesting.
That would be interesting.
The whole time I was like, didn't they cast Viola Davis as Mrs. Claus? I thought that's who his wife was in the movie until I saw Kristen. I'm like, wow, she's way too young for him in this movie. I'm like,
to be fair, Kristen Bell's like around her 40s.
Isn't David Harbour 60?
She doesn't look it.
Exactly, because good genes, I guess. Yeah, she's in her mid 50s, and I think David Harper's around in his 50s or something. If I'm not mistaken.
It'd be really funny if Dax Shepard was the villain.
Do you want me to fly to Mrs. fucking Sippy to do some Heimlich on you?
No,
yeah, David Harper's like 51. He's 51. Right?
I was drinking some of my cranberry juice, and then it went down my throat raw all the pipe. And I was like,
wrong pipe. Don't die on us. Try not to die on us.
But yeah, this is directed by Tommy Ricola, who is like the master of snow horror. He directed Dead Snow, which is a lot of fun. It's about undead Nazi zombies in Norway. It is about as fun as you think. He directed Hansel and Gretel with Jeremy Renner, so he's like the master of snow horror, if you will.
No,
interesting.
Did he direct the first Silent Night?
No, I don't know. He didn't.
Who directed the first Violent Night?
No, he didn't.
He directed
for Violent Night 1?
Yeah.
He directed it.
Check that. Okay.
No, I've checked. I'm literally checking the IMDb. He's not credited as a director of Violent Night 1. He did not direct the first movie.
What was that? I think the director of Nobody directed Violent Night 1.
It might have been. It would have made sense. I would believe
Tommy Ricola. Hello.
No, it says right there. Tommy Ricola directed Violent Night 1. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why it's not showing up on IMDb for his rings for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I'm missing something. But yeah, you're right. It is. So he did direct the first one. So I'm very optimistic that he'll do a good job the second time around. I mean, it doesn't really tell you too much. It basically just shows a version of Paul Blart Mall Cop if those goons are trying to go on the heist mission. Now he's going to have to redeem himself to get back on the nice list. Since now he's on the naughty list because he murdered a lot of people, let's murder more people in this movie. Murdered his vengeful Santa Claus.
After Violent Night, do you know what the movie he did after I'm looking at his IMDb. Do you know what the movie he did after Violent Night was called Spermageddon?
Spermageddon?
Yes. And it's a cartoon.
Roll Tide on that. But what did you all think? What did you think of this news? Let us know in the comments. Love to read what you have to say. Now, with all that said, we can sit down, gentlemen, and talk about Primetime.
This is Chris Hansen from Dateline NBC. Okay, A24 has released the trailer for Primetime, giving a first look at Robert Pattinson as To Catch a Predator host Chris Hansen. The drama thriller sees Pattinson stepping into Hansen's shoes during a significant chapter in the history of the show, which followed Hansen and a camera crew as they executed a sting operations designed to catch child predators. The official logline reads, in 2006, To Catch a Predator host Chris Hansen sets out to make television history. To cast also is Merritt Weaver, Skylar Gazzano, and Phoebe Bridgers. To Catch a Predator ran for 2004 to 2007 as a periodic special investigative report in primetime segment on Dateline NBC. The show followed undercover sting operation across the United States. In 2006, November, Rockwell County Assistant District Attorney Bill Cranant killed himself as Texas police and the Catch a Predator team entered his home and searched and arrest warrants. Conrad had chatted with the show's fake child actor, but did not travel to meet up. After the controversial incident, To Catch a Predator was canceled in 2008, following an investigation by ABC's in 2020 in a lawsuit filed by Conrad's sister. In its time on air, the show was massively popular. In the 2025 documentary Predators unpacked viewers' fascination with the series in Conrad's suicide. Primetime is scheduled for theatrical release on September 25th. The film is Arranged Media. Eagle in Neo. I'm not going to pronounce any of those names, but it's going to be hitting in theaters on September 25th. And watching this trailer, this was a little bit more crazy, chaotic trailer than I expected. It feels like more of a crime thriller, really. And the way that they shot this, and it feels like it was shot on film, which I believe it was shot digitally, but it's just more like an oversaturated imagery. And there's going to be some moments that feels like more of an artsy, fartsy, trippy, acid trip moments, which I hope they don't. That's the one thing I hope they don't do, because this is distributed by A24, because they're guilty of putting out some movies that it feels like more of a like style over substance, where like they show you all the crazy art and basically you're going to be tripping on acid throughout the whole movie, and it doesn't really give you much substance. But I hope that this movie will give us a little bit more substance. I don't know how much real or accurate it was behind the scenes of having Chris Hansen going after some of the big child predators in the world and going more crazy with it to get more ratings.
Yeah, I'm sure you don't look at it. I'm sure he's not naked in the mirror looking at himself going like this. I'm sure Chris Hansen does not do that. I think that's just embellishment.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't do that. I feel like that's a little bit. They wanted to make this a little bit more dramatic for this movie. But Robert Pattinson, it looks like he's doing a great job trying to play off the character Chris Hansen. I do remember watching Dateline MC To Catch a Predator a long time ago, like over 20 years ago when that show was on NBC. I've only seen a few episodes, but I always enjoy the entertainment that Chris Hansen is catching those predators in the act, and they actually hired. I think it was like a child actor or an adult actor to try to play a minor so that they can do this whole sting operation. They do hire them. Just so they can catch them in the act.
Yeah, I'm saying they don't really have real minors. They don't go, hey, you're 12.
No. They hired real adult actors to play minors just so that they can catch some predators online that are chatting teenagers and catch them in the act in the sting operation. I had to go back and watch it again to see how accurate it was. This is totally accurate to what happened in those events. And I get the feeling that it's going to end very dramatically, that they might touch on the suicide by the end of the movie.
I want them to. That's what the rain sequence is. The rain sequence when I watched the trailer 5 times, and I'm like, I think because let's go catch a pedophile, and I'm just thinking. I think that right there, that sequence, in real life, it wasn't it was during the day, but I think trying to make it scary. It's and then all of a sudden they hear a gunshot, and then it's like.
Well, I think the main crux, they're going to build it up to that big Conrad event, and then I feel like the movie's going to kind of lean into the whole thing of is Hansen doing is he doing it because it's the right thing, or is it just for his own ego and for his own ratings, and where do the lines blur? And to your point, Matt, about A24, when the right script comes along, they kind of play it straight, and they do a good job of doing straightforward. They do weird and trippy like Green Knight and Men and many other things.
Even Good Time, even the movie Good Time with Robert Pattinson, they do a lot of trippy stuff in that movie.
But then again, you also have movies like Disaster Artist, and you have movies like The Iron Claw, where they just say, okay, this is a very serious matter. We can't screw around. We gotta straight lace it. And I feel like with Primetime, it'll be it's already stylized. I mean, it's already formatted 4:3, so that's baked into the cake. But in terms of its story, I feel like they're just gonna play it play it as straight-laced as you could possibly get, which I think is the move. But Pattinson was just great in this trailer, even in this like 2 minutes of footage. I'm happy Skylar Gisondo, another Righteous Gemstones alum, is getting more work. He is busy. Like, I swear, like, he's got work coming out of his ears. And then you got Creed. You got Creed Bratton in there. I did not expect to see him. Thank you, Collins, for pointing that out to me. I completely missed it.
Creed.
Skylar, even Skylar's got his upcoming DC show, that docu-series with a DC crime, and he was recently in the James Gunn Superman movie, so he's got a lot of busy schedule as an actor. He's got a hell of an agent.
We were joking like off camera, like me and Ryan were like texting. He says, do you think Creed is playing the pedophile or the cop in this movie? And I'm like, I don't know. I was like, Ryan's like, I hope to God a cop, because I don't want to see Creed as a pedophile. I will say this though. Did you see that the Flash Thompson from Spider-Man was playing the pedophile in the movie? Like,
Apparently, I can't remember the actor. Yeah, I can't remember the actor's name.
Tony Revolio.
Yeah, Tony Revolio. Yeah, he's playing the pedophile in the movie. He's probably going to make a cameo in the beginning of the movie of where this all started. When he's officially recording the whole Dateline NBC To Catch a Predator, and then shown it to and broadcast it to the whole world, and that's how it became the high ratings. Now, even in this trailer, you've seen a lot of lists of 2000 shows from other network shows like Supernatural or Veronica Mars, or like Smallville was added onto that list of the primetime of television ratings, and what more people are going to tune in to watch the show. Now when that show To Catch a Predator, it became probably the highest ratings out there and the most watched shows on television.
I saw people were criticizing, saying, there's no way this show would be on at this time in 2006. Okay, they messed up on the ratings on that one. I'm like, it's a fiction. I mean, it's based on a true story. It doesn't mean like every single detail. Like, I'm sure the person they cast as the judge is not going to be a carbon copy, just like Robert Pattinson's not a carbon copy of Chris Hansen.
Because people often forget, like, you're watching a movie. It's an adaptation to a story, that events that happen, and you're not going to expect every movie to be more accurate. If you want to have more accurate, watch a documentary. That's your best bet.
I just watched Black Hawk Down for a review on my personal channel. That movie is stuffed to the gills with inaccuracies. Still a great movie. So
exactly.
It's
you love it. They're here to entertain you.
Argument. Because these are narrative features. They're like, I call it historical fiction, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, people can criticize, with the new Black Panther movie when they cast Ryan Gosling. That casting, people were okay with it. So, some people were not, but I thought it was pretty good casting. Ghost Rider casting. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like, Black Panther, what the fuck are you talking about?
That would have been that. I'm there right now. That would have been.
But how's that compared to what we're talking about, the true story, the biopic movies? We're not talking about fictional Marvel movies.
Like Johnny Blaze, like in the comics, and so people are trying to do comparisons, like, oh, he doesn't look like this character Johnny Blaze in the comics.
Well, there's been a lot of biopic movies that look nothing like their real life characters. I mean, look at the movie called Argo with Ben Affleck. His character is supposed to be Hispanic in real life, and they race swapped him. They race swapped that character for that real life character. He looks nothing like Tony Mendez. Tony Mendez. Yeah, Tony Mendez. He looks nothing like Tony Mendez. He's supposed to be a Hispanic character in real liam, and they casted a white man in that lead role.
Also, the Bob Dylan movie. Remember, they had what's her name? Who am I thinking? Kate Blanchett. She played Bob Dylan. She's not a man. And yet
when did she play Bob Dylan? When did that happen?
Yeah,
it was in a movie called I'm Not There.
Yeah, she played Bob Dylan. Literally, you can see it.
It's a movie about many different ideas of Bob Dylan. It's very artsy fartsy. Matt, you would not care for it.
I bet.
And I'm like, people were upset saying, "Oh, a woman playing Bob Dylan," which Bob Dylan didn't say nothing. Like, "Hey, why is a woman playing me? I am not a woman." Yeah,
and I'm not gonna lie. If you squint, like Tilda Swinton kind of looked like Bob Dylan. Like if you squint,
Kate Blanchett.
I can't tell a difference.
Wait,
that's my bad.
It's okay, man. I was just like, I know that's what Matt messed up earlier when he was saying, oh, it wasn't Matt.
But what did you
No,
all
you-
think of the Prime? Sorry.
No, you kind of messed up earlier about the Black Panther cast with Ryan Gosling. Like, when the fuck are you?
We all three fucked up tonight, okay? Okay, on all like,
You know, it feels like you're bringing up that argument with the right way and saying, "Well, if Ryan Gosling was cast as the lead of Black Panther,
I said Black Panther by accident.
I was like, what are you talking about right now?"
I was thinking about Comic-Con, and I was thinking, like, meant to say Ghost Rider casting. Like, so I was reading people were upset. Some people were not happy with Ryan Gosling casting about Ghost Rider. I said Black Panther by accident because I forgot. And people were like, Ryan Gosling isn't playing Black Panther. In our hearts, he is. No. I messed up on that part. Yeah, but yeah, we all messed up tonight.
So, yeah, what did you all think about this news of Primetime trailer? Are you more excited for it? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now we're going to be going on to the Barbie sequel that is stalled by WB themselves. There's a highly chance that the sequel is probably not going to get made. So the Barbie sequel has hit a roadblock on its way back to Barbie Land. Warner Brothers has until December to reach a deal with the stars of the 2023 film, Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling, as well as the director and co-writer Greta Gerwig, before the rights revert to Mattel. According to the report from the New York Times, the studio has been negotiating with the principal talent for months, offering them a share of the profits if the film reaches certain box office milestones. The outlet who also claims that Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav declined to approve the proposal deal because he believed it was too generous. The Times went on to report that hold on, let me finish. I'm trying to read.
Let the man finish. Comments.
The Times went on to the report that a Warner Brothers spokesperson disputed that the characterization, saying talent representatives declined an offer made in May and have not yet. Hold on, I got jumped. Oh crap! Now it just messed me up. That may have not yet submitted a counter offer. To quote from this, we have a rights deal with Mattel in place and have made a series of big offers to try and finalize deals to make the next Barbie film. Studio co-chairs Pam Abdi and Michael DeLuca said in a statement. Unfortunately, we have been unable to reach an agreement thus far. The Hollywood Reporter reached out to Warner Brothers for comment, and they had nothing further to add. Gerwig and her Barbie co-writer Noah Baumbach have had an idea for Barbie 2 for a couple of years. The THR first reported in 2024 that the couple was in the early stages of developing a story for the sequel. The Barbie was a massive hit with the audience and critics, grossing $1.5 billion worldwide and earning 8 Oscar nominations, winning 1 for Best Original Song, What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish and Finneas O'Connell. Upon its release in July 2023, the film also became a cultural phenomenon thanks to the marketing campaign, signature pink aesthetics, and simultaneously release with Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer, dubbing the name Barbenheimer. So apparently that there's a lot of rights going on with Mattel and WB, and it's a big, gigantic freaking mess. Even for a movie that made $1.5 billion, that they should have got the sequel off the ground. But we already know that Greta Gerwig was already working on the new Narnia movie. And now with the whole rights deal with WB and Mattel, it's just a big, gigantic mess. And there's a possibility that this film is probably not going to get made. And even if they were to get made, it will probably be made by other distributors that will claim the rights to Barbie. I mean, it is a possibility. And if they do a sequel, they're probably going to do a reboot and probably not cast Ryan Gosling or Margot Robbie to return for the role.
A24 presents Barbie.
Imagine A24 making this movie. How much you're going to get? I guess the audience will be curious to see that.
Even more demented, neon.
And I will say, like, I did like the movie Barbie. I only saw it once in theaters. I haven't seen that film in a long time since I've seen it in theaters. But I remember that movie being packed in the theater. People wearing with the pink aesthetics outfits for the theme of the Barbie movie. And I did like it, but I didn't love it as many people did. I feel like it suffered a little bit of an identity crisis where what is this really movie made for? If it's made for the whole political of the patriarchy and the feminism of the whole culture war, right, because I kind of expected a little bit more of having Barbie to be more suffering through existential crisis, not figuring out who she's supposed to be, and she goes into the real world and experiencing everything in this thing, and it kind of feels like they were coming off a little bit of the Will Ferrell's Elf situation. And the best part of the movie to me was definitely Ryan Gosling. He was the scene stealer of that movie. He was my favorite character, and the song became the iconic, and it became a meme everywhere on social media. Even Ryan Gosling like perform at the Oscars was the best part about that show. It playing "I'm Just Kidding." Got it. Iconic. You can't. It's a very catchy song, and you can't get that song out of your head. It's become one of the most memorable songs of all time.
Well, I tell you, if you ever spent like at least 5 minutes on TikTok or Instagram, you couldn't escape that "What Was I Made For" song. Good song, but it's at the
really
point
good
now
song.
where if I hear it again, I'm turning it off.
I sometimes I used to listen. I'm just
I honestly think that
on
just
it.
I'm Just Ken should have won that original song. I'm Just Ken, because that's just like fucking gold.
I think honestly, Billie Eilish, she really the only reason she won it was because she campaigned hard for to try to like how some people go out there and try to tell their peers to vote for them. She campaigned hard to get that award. It wasn't because her song was better. It was because she campaigned harder than Ryan Gosling in the team.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Ryan Gosling,
and also, like, I'm not trying to bash the song. The song's really good. It's not a song that I'm just gonna listen to over and over again, but it is a very touching song. But I'm Just Ken. I feel like that should have won. That's just like very energetic and very fun and hilarious. It was incredible. Like, it was gold. And Ryan Gosling just sold it for even the physical comedy. He's been on a roll. I mean, look, I did like the movie. It's still a solid film, but it's not like, oh my God, it's a masterpiece that people made it out to be. But that's just my opinion on
I didn't
that
like
one.
the movie at all. I thought the only thing, the Ken fight scene at the end, was my only thing I liked. The whole movie, even the car chase was terrible. I'm like, that's not a car chase. That's a terrible car chase. Like,
yeah, the car chase was not that good. It was
like,
a little
that's one of the
cringe.
worst car chases I've seen in cinema history, and I've seen a lot of car chases in movies.
I honestly was rooting for Ken. I was actually rooting for Ken more than Margot Robbie's character in the movie.
I don't like the movie, but I'm not. If people really like the movie, who am I to then judge? I mean, like, there's people out there that like, honestly, look, everybody's got the thing they liked. I mean, I like the Michael Bay Transformer movie, so, and if I would be excited if they announced more movies with him, so I'm excited. Yeah, but yeah, as for Barbie, I mean, that's just not my thing. Okay, but at the same time, if people out there are excited for this, go ahead. I mean, but at the same time, and they have a deadline. Like, they have to get a deal done by November. But I don't understand this is what caught me off guard. So too generous. Like, oh, you're asking for this much money? Like, that was like, what does that mean? Like, too generous. Either I was thinking, is he being an asshole, like saying too generous? Like, they asked for like $10 million and he's like, I'm not paying you $10 million. Or was it like they asked for like $2 million a piece and he's like, I'm not paying him $2 million? Because I'm like, what does that mean exactly, saying too generous, you know? I have a theory. I think the theory is they want less money. They're asking for less money so that way they have more creative control. Because, you know, when you're negotiating, you're like, instead of giving us $10 million to do this movie, we'll do it for $2 million, but we want full creative control and back end box office growth.
Right.
And so I think David Hasselhoff's like, no, we're not doing that. Because last time I think a lot of people keep saying Joker 2 because they're afraid this might be another Joker 2 because Joker 1 opened to $1 billion and then 2 fell flat on his face. And I think that they're hoping that Greta Gerwig's not going to pull a Todd Phillips and fuck him over. And that she's just collecting a paycheck. Which I don't think Greta Gerwig is going to be that, because Todd Phillips did not want to make Joker 2. Mm-hmm. Todd Phillips basically was bribed into making it. So I don't think
to be fair, Todd Phillips has a habit of not making sequels very good.
Yeah.
And he's only better at doing one and done movies.
He's a one-trick pony.
Yep.
But
facts.
But Greta Gerwig, I mean, I have not seen her Narnia movie yet, so I can't speak on that. Or her Little Women. But I did see the first Barbie movie and I didn't love it. But I mean, like, I think honestly, I think you should sit her down and be like, Greta, are you going to fuck us on part 2? Like, are you going? Is this like? Do you not want to make this movie? If you do not want to make this movie, we will not make this movie. But I don't want you to tell us you're just doing this for a paycheck. Because I said I don't want, because we don't want to have a Joker too, and I want Greta Gerwig. Hopefully, she's honest and be like, yeah, I'm not. I'm making this for money, or I'm making this because I have a good idea. Because I hope that she's not, because she's just like, honestly, if she's just making it for money, then I would just say we'll give back to the rights back, and because. I mean, my biggest fear is what if it's like Barbie Land is like, what if there's like another land like Barbie Land, and then there's like G.I. Joe Land or something, not G.I. Joe Land, but just like, like Commando Land or whatever, and it's like they're gonna invade them, and like all the Barbies and Kens have to team up or something. Or like, I hope it's not like a plot where Ken's sick and then they have to go on an adventure to save Ken.
Yeah.
Like, I hope it's something. I mean, it has to be morally complex, because you've already set the bar like here in your Barbie world. You can't go here for your sequel. Okay, I'm sorry. So it can't be. You can't do.
I mean, when you watch the movie Barbie, it just ended the story. It didn't set up this franchise. It didn't try to make itself into a franchise. So I hope it's not. I hope it's not like a top build situation with the Joker sequel. Yeah. Like, okay, we got to go big. We got to do another one because the studio demands it. Because the movie made of over $1 billion, so we got to do another one.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't want it to be a situation where when you're watching this, like, all of a sudden Barbie 2 is like, whatever, Barbie 2 is like, because the whole movie was a woman who's going through like not menopause, but like,
no, she was going through existential crisis.
Yeah, existential crisis. I almost said menopause.
Did you say menopause?
Yeah,
fuck.
But in a way, she is going through menopause, but not in that way. But in a way, but she's going through an existential midlife crisis. What I was looking for. She's going through a midlife crisis, and that's basically the story about a woman with a midlife crisis. I don't know what are you going to do? A guy with a midlife crisis? I mean, that's the only way you could go with that, as a guy with a midlife crisis. You can't go with a child with a midlife crisis. Are
they going to pull that in like a Disenchanted situation where now she's living in the human world and now she has to go back to her homeland, Barbie Land or something? Someone's trying to sabotage the Barbie Land and now she has to save everybody?
Yeah, I mean, or maybe they're trying to figure out what happened at the end of the Barbie movie where she went to the gynecologist. Maybe she gets pregnant.
Did she get the job? Did she not get the job?
I don't know.
Maybe she's trapped. Maybe it's like Backrooms, and she's trapped in the gynecologist's office, and she's got to get out. Not gonna lie, I would watch that day one in theaters if it was Barbie trapped in like the back rooms trying to get out of a gynecology office, and she's like, and the walls are just sinking in, and just like the whole movie is her going through a door that leads to another door that leads to another door that leads to another door.
Yeah, if you want to pull the backroom situation.
Yeah.
Although Warner Bros. Like, what the fuck is this?
But what did you all think of the Barbie delays? Let us know in the comments. Love to read what you have to say. And let's move on now.
Okay. Now we're going to move on to the casting of Mary Holland from the cast from the DC crime series with Jimmy Olsen. So they announced this recently. Mary Holland from the Ghosts and the Little House on the Prairie has been cast as the female lead in DC's Superman spinoff, a series centering around Jimmy Olsen from HBO Max. Sources close to production tell Deadline she will play the role of Sandra, we hear. Holland joins the previously announced Jimmy Tatro, who was also confirmed last month would play Gorilla Grodd, the hyper-intelligent telepathic ape who has sought to rule both the Simian and what is, how do you pronounce that word?
Simian.
Yeah, Simian, and the rule both the Simian and human worlds through the Flash has frequently thwarted his plans. HBO Max and DC's declined to comment for the story. The spinoff is billed as being akin to a true crime docuseries / mockumentary with the Daily Planet's Jimmy Olsen, played by Skylar Gassano, in the summer blockbuster directed by James Gunn, from Superman hosting. Season 1 will be centered around DC bad guy Gorilla Grodd, who has a psychic powers and other skills after his encounter with an alien spaceship. The character was created in 1959 by John Broome and Carmen Infinito, and was most recently featured as part of the DC's Arrowverse with the Flash series. So, look, with Mary Holland, I'm not really familiar with her work. I've never seen any of her.
I've seen
roles.
her in Ghost.
I never watched Ghost. I never watched that show. I never seen the Little House on the Prairie, which I believe that's supposed to be the reboot one from Netflix, if I'm not mistaken.
There's a
I could be-
reboot?
Yeah, they did a reboot on that one. They did a reboot for
Oh, when I
Netflix.
saw Little House on the Prairie, I'm like, she
Yeah, I
must
was
be like 60 because that show is like from the 1960s.
No, they did a reboot. I've heard that a lot of people were backlashing that whole reboot of the Netflix show, that they did a whole reboot of the series of the Little House on the Prairie, but I never watched it, so I'd never seen any of her work. It seems to me that she is basically, if I could be wrong about this, there's a chance that she might be one of the hosts, because she is playing the lead in the show, and Jimmy Olsen is the one covering the story. And look, I still have a little bit of faith in more than most people, because I know who's behind of making the show. If you watch the show American Vandal on Netflix, 2 seasons, that show is fucking hilarious. I love that show. It's so underrated. And I wish they would have gone for more than 2 seasons, because every season was basically new crime stories. But it's a mockumentary series, and the writing and the directing of every episode was very on point. It comes off very silly concept, but it gets a little heavy, but also it knows how to deliver the dark comedy. So that's why I have a little bit more faith than most people that they're playing this off a little bit of the American Vandal style. But if you have not watched American Vandal on Netflix, I recommend it. Check it out. I think you'll be hooked by the first episode of that show. It's so good. But other than that, with Mary Holland, I'm not familiar with her work. I've never seen her perform. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that she'll do a great job of the show. But we'll pass it on to Ryan. What did you think of this news?
I'm interested to see how they do Gorilla Grodd live action. Like that's definitely going to be interesting to see how they do that, because I mean we got in the Flash, sure, but like on a bigger budget like this, I need to see like where they go with it. As far as the casting news, I'm a fan. I just need to see more than this.
Yeah, I agree. With Gorilla Grodd, how they're going to bring him to life, that's going to be something. I mean, we did see a little bit of a glimpse of the gorilla, CGI gorilla from the season 1 Peacemaker, the one that the one, what's the character's name?
Peacemaker stabbed with a fucking chainsaw.
Yeah, the one that he stabbed him, that went up, fucking stabbed him with a chainsaw, went to town on that guy. Oh god, that was so funny. But how they're going to perform, we know we don't even know what kind of Gorilla Grotto we're going to get. I mean, is he going to be the menacing character, or is he going to be like a misunderstood, layback, cool type of guy that? And I mean, we don't know. We'll see what happens. But it's one of those times where people did not ask for a DC crime docu series. But you know what? It's one of those situations kind of like Peacemaker, because we never asked for a Peacemaker show. And guess what? Where that went? I mean, it became gold. And this might be one of them. Who knows? But it's done by James Gunn. So Marvel, I kind of trust him from that one.
Marvel apparently has 2 special presentations in development. And one of them is supposed to be like a show like the Jimmy Olsen show.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, Marvel must really. And then the craziest thing is like, okay, and then there's going to be a show. But Jeff Snyder, a mutual friend of ours, Jeff Snyder, said he heard this. That's the one that trade. Jeff Snyder said he heard that they're trying to do a show like True Detective. Also, one of the special projects they want to do is a show like True Detective, kind of like how what Lanterns is doing. And I'm thinking, is Marvel now trying to rip off like Gunn? He's like, that's not a bad idea with Lanterns. Let's make that like a Marvel show with like True Detective.
Mantis, get a quesarito and a Baja Blast for me, will you?
Mantis, get a planner. Go get fuck. I would say
you're trying to come up with a joke and you can't think of your drawing.
I got a joke. Okay, I'm just trying. I can't come out my fucking mouth. Okay, I'm like
Mantis, avoid the lettuce. If you know, you know.
Fuck, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, make sure you lettuce. Make sure you avoid the lettuce and make sure you go. Make sure you plan your fucking weekend out to just not go anywhere. Make sure you got a tooth bucket because you're gonna be shitting your brains out for the next fucking 3 days.
You probably be like the British chicks from Harold and Kumar when they were eating taco and they did battle shit. You won't be throwing up. You'll be having the runs. You'll be playing Battleship for sure.
No, you'll be having the sprints. Not the runs, the sprints.
But going into the Jimmy Olsen series, I still think this is gonna be a dude, bro. Like Grodd's gonna be like, "What's up, bro?" Him and Jimmy are gonna be like mates, and they're gonna be playing the Xbox together and listening to like Limp Bizkit and everything, and hitting on chicks. And then Jimmy Olsen's gonna diss him and everything. He's like, "Hey, bro, where you going?" He goes, "I'm gonna go hit on this chick, dude." And then Grodd's gonna hunt him down, try to kill him and everything. And he's like, "Why the fuck are you doing this?" And Grodd's like, "You," and then pick his car up and go, "You left me." And it's just gonna be like that. I feel like that's the show it's gonna be.
I don't know. I don't agree to that one. I don't agree. I don't think that's the kind of direction they're going for. I think that's a little bit of a far reach.
I don't feel like that's a far reach. I mean, just knowing.
Is it though?
Style,
yeah, but I don't think he.
Jimmy,
yeah, but it knows. But it knows how to be dark and heavy. I don't think he was just like, oh, it's going to be a yuck goofy comedy, campy stuff.
It's going to be Jude, where's my car with the gorilla?
Yeah, but dude, this is a docu-crime series, a mockumentary investigating the crimes. That's what it is. It's not. It's going to have some dark comedy to it.
So I mean, I'm still curious because I still can't wrap my head around what the show is going to be because that's the thing. But I'm thinking because the way with the casting, all signs point to it being like just a stoner comedy.
I don't know. I think like you're just assuming just because it's James Gunn when you think he has a pattern.
No, I'm assuming because Jimmy, what's his name, as Gorilla Grodd. That's what makes me assume. Because I'm like, I have not seen this dude play like a serious role before. I've only seen him play dude.
Hey, first times for yeah, but you know what? First times for everything.
So I'm just thinking, why would you cast him unless you want him to play a dude bro version of Grodd?
He has the voice of Grodd.
Yo, what's up, Grodd? Like, just and you see those stupid gorilla videos that use AI. The ones that are like, "Yo, what's up? I'm over here on TikTok."
Yeah, I saw that one. I saw that.
I feel like it's gonna be like that. Like it's gonna be like that. Like
I feel like you're assuming. I feel like you're assuming the worst of the show.
I'm expecting the worst, hoping for the best because I just don't think this show is going to be. Because I'm like, first off, a Jimmy Olsen series. Like I'm not against a Jimmy Olsen series because I'm like WandaVision. I never like. Why would you do a spinoff of Wanda and Vision? But then it works. So I'm expecting.
Yeah, well, why would you do a spinoff of Peacemaker? Why would you do that show?
I was thinking like Peacemaker sucks in the Suicide Squad. Even though I thought his costume was cool, but I'm like when he killed, spoiler alert, red flag. That's when I got angry with him. But then his show was awesome. Even though the trailers look like a piece of white trash, But then the show actually delivers heavily, and I'm hoping that the Jimmy Olsen series is good. I'm hoping it's not going to be like what's that one show that came out that no one liked that Marvel did? Like She-Hulk.
Humans?
Oh, She-Hulk?
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not a She-Hulk situation.
No, it's not going to be a She-Hulk situation.
If I see like Jimmy Olsen walking in DC Studios and James Gunn is sitting in the chair, I'm like, oh fuck you. Like I'm hoping we don't get that.
I don't think they're going to go full on fourth wall breaking like the She-Hulk style. I highly doubt they're going to do that. That feels like you just want this show to be bad. Like, yeah, I know what this is going to be. We don't even know what kind of show we're getting. Like, we know it's a mockumentary and a crime story because if you watched American Vandal on Netflix, you'll probably see a lot of patterns that they'll probably do something similar to that.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm hoping for the best. Okay.
What did you all think of? What did you think of that news? Let us know in the comments. Love to read what you have to say. Do we have?
Next up we're going to do the Mummy, the thing with the actors are in a negotiating to return for the franchise. So apparently, like Newman Akkar from Young Sherlock has inked a deal to join The Mummy, the next installment in the action-adventure franchise from Universal Pictures. Also newly locked are pair of the franchise veterans, Kevin J. O'Connor and Oded Fehr. Both O'Connor and Fehr were introduced in the 1990s The Mummy, with Fehr reprising in 2001's The Mummy Returns. O'Connor played Benny Gabar, a former French Foreign Legion comrade of Brendan Fraser's Rick O'Connell, turned a common and servant of the resurrected Egyptian high priest. Fehr Fehr played Abrif Bey, the leader of the secret society of elite warriors known as the Mage, who are sworn to protect Egypt from the franchise's undead antagonists. No word yet on who Akar will play in the movie. The new mummy plot. Yeah, the new Mummy's plot is being kept under wraps, revolving around one of the studio's original movie monsters of the early 20th century. The Mummy films of the 1990s and 2000s followed the overseas adventure of Fraser's roguish American adventurer O'Connell, who, alongside English Egyptian Evelyn Carnahan, who was played by Rachel Weisz, who battled in ancient curses from the likes of Imhotep. I'm sorry if I'm butchering those names. I'm not very good. Yeah. So with the casting, some of the returning casting, I'm excited for this, but at the same time, the character who played Benny, the last time we saw him in the last Mummy movie, in the first one, he dies by a bunch of flesh-eating bugs. But to be fair, they might play that little cop-out situation where it cuts to black, but they never showed him died. We can only assume that he got eaten by flesh-eating bugs. They can always find a loophole for him to come back, or he might come back as a mummy. He might be another mum.
Or like in the Tom Cruise one where he's a ghost and he's like, "Hey, Rick, I'm over here."
He might. Oh, yeah, it could be that one. He could be that one. But at least, you know what? I wouldn't be angry. At least he would do it better. What if he will do it better as a ghost and just haunts Rick O'Connell in the movie?
Is a flashback. I'm pretty sure this is like a flashback.
It might be he might be one of the main mummy's henchmen. He might be one of the henchmen. That's a possibility too.
Also, did you hear that John Hannah, who plays Jonathan?
Didn't he say he at first he wasn't going to originally be in the movie that now they're negotiating for the deal?
The original Mummy movie.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
But no, John Hannah let it slip at a convention where I'm sure Universal's pissed at him now. Let it slip that, oh yeah, Arnold Baslow's coming back as Himotep. I just talked to him the other day. He's coming back for Himotep. And I'm just thinking when I heard that, I'm like, why would you confirm that? Like, because it's like,
yeah, he let that slip in the moment. He played that he played that whole Tom Holland situation where he spoils the surprises. It was like, oops. Or like Denzel, where he kind of spoiled that he's going to be in Black Panther 3.
Imhotep, so basically, Himotep is going to be the return. So I'm hoping that either make him the main antagonist. Do not make it. I hope to God it's not like because I feel like in the second movie, Himotep was just there. Like it wasn't like. It feels like he was like, oh, he is the big baddie, but it wasn't really the big baddie. It feels like because the Scorpion King's supposed to be the main villain. Then
I feel like, hey, we got to bring back the same villain of the first one. Like, why do you need to bring back the same villain? Why make the Scorpion King as the main villain?
I know that's what irked me so much about the second.
I was like, movie. That felt very. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought The Mummy Returns, I really still had some fun with it.
It's better than Dragon Emperor. It's better than Dragon
Emperor. The Dragon Emperor, they're definitely going to retcon that shit. And you know what? I'm excited to see one of the returning cast, Oded Fehr. I think he was one of my favorite characters in that movie. He was probably one of the standouts that I was really invested. And because we haven't seen him return to the third movie. He was not even in the trailer.
Where he had pictures of him with tattoos, like a quick...
didn't he put on his social media about his tattoo inks, revealing that he's officially back? So yep, I'm back. I'm officially back. I think I could have sworn. Didn't they already started production?
No, they start shooting at the end of the year.
Oh, okay. I thought they've already started production, but yeah, okay. I guess we have to wait by the end of the year.
Which is supposed to come out in October of next year. So I'm like, how the hell are you going to shoot this?
Well, you can get that done. I mean, it depends on how big the budget's going to be. It'd probably be around 100 million budget at best. That's my guess. That's how much you can get that done for 4 months, and then you can go in for several months in post production. That's no biggie.
I just hope this is this is kind of like the first movie, how Scream 5 kind of was similar.
Because these are the same directors that Radio Silence that made Ready or Not 1 or 2 and made the Scream 5 and 6. I feel like how long did they have to shoot that movie and how long they had to make that movie for those
Scream
movies?
7. Here's the crazy part: Scream 6 they shot Scream 6 around July of that year, and it came out the next year around March.
Yep, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So like they
But
could shoot
since,
it quick.
but this is going to be like a little bit more of a higher budget because this is going to be an action and adventure, Indiana Jones, the feel of adventure like the first two movies were. So it'd be like, I think my guess would probably be like around 100 million budget because that would make more sense.
I just
Especially when
don't know.
especially you're getting back an Academy Award winning actor, Brendan Fraser, to be the star of the movie. That he's
also got to get
expensive
good in
now.
shape too. He's also got to get in shape, and
I saw the workout photo of him. He looked like, yeah, he's getting back into shape. I was like,
didn't
I
see
never
it. You
thought
gotta
he
send me
would.
that. I'm gonna see. So I was like, where?
I think you had. I could have sworn you saw that. Well, I guess you haven't. I'll send that to you. I don't know if it's real or not. It could be AI. I could be wrong about that. But it kind of looked like, yeah, he looks like he's in the gym, getting in shape of the role.
He's
And he's in that
recent.
recent. And he was in that World War II drama called Pressure, which I have not yet to see, but I know it's streaming on Peacock right now. Heard a lot of good stuff about it, and I want to watch that movie.
So I'm looking at this guy. Okay, that's the new. This guy has just joined the cast.
Yeah.
This guy literally is. I don't think he's playing a mummy. I think he's probably playing a member of the Magyar.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. It would make sense. I could see the resemblance of that. Yeah.
Maybe it's like there's
people.
I think maybe there's like a group of people. Like maybe it's like there's a rogue member that's like we should be in charge. Maybe he's trying to kick harder.
He might be the main villain. He could be the main mummy that went
maybe it's
rogue,
like a
and now
human that goes
Yeah.
like that teams up with Himotep, and
Yep.
I don't know. I'm excited. I hope though. I'm hoping. Originally when I was thinking about what this movie's going to be about, I'm like, what if it's like some new people, new characters? They wake the mummy up, and then they have to go to Rick O'Connell, and then he has to team up with them and stuff to help like defeat the new.
I mean,
mummy.
we don't know. We'll find out. We'll wait and see what
I thought
happens.
that was the plot.
Is this gonna be like a reboot situation where we're having new characters introduced, and then we have to go and find the legacy characters that will
That's
serve
what I
the
think
main.
it's going to be. That I truly think.
But they haven't really confirmed yet. Right now that Brendan Fraser is the star of the movie, so he is still the main character of the movie.
I know that the new character, the one that was in Obsession, he's like a character, but they said he's not playing Rick O'Connell's son. So
No.
I'm thinking like that means he has to be the lead then. If that's it.
Well, they haven't confirmed that he will be the lead. They haven't confirmed that.
I don't know.
I'm
why
saying the
he
new-
wouldn't be.
I'm saying the new male lead, like he's probably someone that he probably digs up Himotep, and then they got to go back to the guy who stopped Himotep before. I would be shocked.
It's not like it's not like it's going to happen in the prologue and then halfway through the movie that Brendan Fraser shows up at the last 5-10 minutes of the movie. I highly doubt that they'll do that. I don't think they're willing to do that, but I could be wrong. That could happen. I'm like, okay, you're pulling off the Scream 5 situation where you marketed as Sydney as she was going to be the main character of the movie. Then no, apparently she shows up in the second half of the film for like at least the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, Rick's on the poster. Rick shows up at the end of the 30-minute, at the end of the 40-minute mark. 40 minutes.
I was like, you fucker.
Let's go.
Or like Blade Runner 2049. And I love the movie and I enjoy the movie, but like they put Harrison Ford near around side with Ryan Gosling and he shows up halfway through the movie.
Or like Harrison, at least with Harrison Ford, he had more of a screen time than he did like in Star Wars Force Awakens than he did in Blade Runner. At least with Force Awakens, he shows up at halfway in the movie.
He had more screen time in the Force Awakens than he did in
like
Blade
Carrie
Runner
Fisher only had
2049.
like 30 minutes of screen time in the movie.
Yeah, because the whole pattern is that each legacy characters will get more screen time than the other, starting with Han Solo, then Luke, and then Leia. That was the whole plan of the sequel trilogy.
But I will say this though, I'm hoping I will be fine. I will truly be fine if it's like a situation where like someone digs up the mummy, we have to go. But I want Rick to show up from the beginning of the movie. I don't want Rick to just show up at the 30-minute mark and go, I think it will probably play off where at the beginning of the movie someone wakes up the mummy and things go horribly wrong in the prologue, and then you focus on O'Connor, and then now he's focusing on the case of the mummy now is getting unleashed, and now he's gonna have to stop it. That might be they set that up the story. Like you might, and then all of a sudden him and Evie are divorced and everything, and
he's like Indiana Jones in the Dial of Destiny style. He's all drunk and bitter. Ugh, fuck everything.
Yes, Sad, you're saying that, but I guarantee you, I would not be shocked if that is what they decide to do with Rick O'Connell, where he's like has a beard and he's just drunk and he's like, fuck off, I'm not defeating another mummy.
Playing a deconstructive hero.
Yeah, because that's Hollywood loves to deconstruct heroes. That's like that's like their gimmick now. It's like, hey, Indiana Jones, let's deconstruct him. Hey, Batman, let's deconstruct him. Hey, Luke Skywalker, let's deconstruct him. Hey, Dewey from Scream, let's deconstruct him. I'm like, why do you keep doing this? People do not like this trope.
Obviously, they did not like it. They don't like that pattern. They don't like that
I don't know why
trope.
they got to die on this
Laurie,
hill.
even Laurie Strode from Halloween played a deconstructed character.
I don't understand why that is the trope in Hollywood right now. It's to deconstruct characters.
Well, they did it with Logan. They did that with Logan, and they actually was able to make that work.
Logan worked though but that had legacy.
Work.
Like they had all these X-Men movies prior to it to show his growth. So that way, when you see it like this,
even Indiana Jones had a lot of growth from all 4 of these movies. He had 4 coming off 4 Indiana Jones movies.
But also Logan is based on the book too. It wasn't like someone didn't just like Indiana.
And Dewey
Jones,
was in all 4 Scream movies.
Like in all, I'm saying what Scream?
Yeah, with Dewey. Yeah, he was in all 4 of the movies.
Yeah, which I still think that how they did Dewey so dirty in Scream 4.
They were playing out the Force Awakens meta joke.
They did Dewey so dirty in Scream 5, and I'm like, that's my biggest issue with that movie. It's like they literally didn't feel earned. It felt like this just happened.
Yep.
You know, and they even said Radio Silence even said, yeah, we kind of just wanted to be shocking all of the audience, and they kind of felt like they would have done it now. They would have changed it. They wouldn't have done it that way. But I'm just saying, and I think honestly, I don't want to be a deconstructed Rick O'Connell. I don't want to see Rick O'Connell with a beard.
And also, if Radio Silence says that, hey, we probably would have done something different for Scream 5, I feel like that now that they're not going to repeat the same patterns. I don't think they really want to piss off the fans.
Yeah, I guarantee you, Jonathan will probably be just scheming again. Evie will run a library, and then of course, Ardrith Bay will be protecting Himhotep's grave again. For the million, which he went to hell at the end. So I don't know how he would be back. Even he literally goes to hell at the end of the movie.
Who goes to hell at the end of the movie?
We don't know, and so we have to wait for new information.
At the end of the Mummy Returns, remember he has the hell opens up at the end, and there's all these people or all these demons are reaching up for him, and then Rick and them are Evie, go, and then Evie.
Oh yeah.
Cinnamon.
Oh him, yeah. I keep getting the characters myself. I can't even remember the guy's name.
He falls into hell. Let the demons grab him.
Yeah, he falls into hell.
Like I said, we'll just have to wait and see. But what did you all think of the Mummy news? Let us know in the comments. Love to read what you have to say. I think we just have the Kratos news left.
We do have the Kratos left, and then Gareth Edwards. That will be the last one. So we're going to start off with Dave Bautista's potential word in the talks and negotiation for him playing Kratos. Dave Bautista could be the next God of War. Variety has learned from sources that Bautista is currently in talks for the role of Kratos in the Amazon Prime Video series based on a popular video game franchise. The news comes after it was reported that Ryan Hurst, who was originally cast in the role of Tiller God in January 2026, suffered a torn bicep on the set of the series that would have delayed a return to production until 2027. Ultimately, leading Amazon and Sony to recast the part, the plan is to get the production back up and running by the fall. Reps from Amazon declined to comment. There are few better suited for the role of Kratos than Bautista. Aside from the fact that he is an accomplished actor, he is one of the few Hollywood who could step up in the role on short notice in the physical shape it requires. Kratos is known for his incredibly muscular physique in the games, and Bautista has been in remarkable shape throughout his career. Thus, he would not need months of prep time to prepare for the role. He also has an existing relationship with Amazon MGM Studios. He previously starred in the Amazon movies The Wrecking Crew, My Spy, and My Spy: The Eternal City, while he is set to appear in both Roadhouse 2 and the remake of Highlander for Amazon. Bautista first broke out as a star in WWE before he transitioned to a highly successful and diverse acting career. He has also played Drax in the Marvel Cinematic Universe across 6 movies, while he also appeared in the first 2 Dune films from Denis Villeneuve. He also recently lent his voice to the animated film called Avatar: Aang, The Last Airbender, and has previously starred in films like Blade Runner 2049, Knock at the Cabin, Spectre, and Army of the Dead. Personally, with this potential casting, because right now they're just in talks right now. There's no word of confirmation that he's going to be replacing Ryan Hurst as Kratos in the upcoming God of War, the Amazon Prime series.
In talks means both sides have agreed to it, but now they're just agreeing on the salary.
And look, If you would have asked me 10 years ago, I would definitely say yes, he would definitely be perfect for this older veteran Kratos from this reboot of the God of War reboot adaptation from the video game. Because I myself have been a big fan of that franchise of the game. It's one of my all-time favorite video game franchises. I played through the Greek of the God of War trilogy that was voiced by T.C. Carson, who originally voiced Kratos. And then when they did the reboot of the God of War game from Santa Monica Studios, that was played by the man who was in, I think it was in Stargate, who is the new Kratos playing the older one. I thought he did a brilliant job. And when they did the reboot that was following the Norse mythology story and following his son on a journey of learning how to become a warrior, and it felt like they were taking notes from the Naughty Dog's The Last of Us game. And I thought the game is freaking incredible. I loved how much they changed up the mechanic of the gameplay. The story felt more complex and felt more emotional, compelling than the Greek God of War trilogy was. Don't get me wrong, which those are one of my all-time favorites. But seeing this adaptation, it was so heartbreaking that now Ryan Hurst, who I love Ryan Hurst from Sons of Anarchy, when he was cast as Kratos, I was on board. This is the same man that voiced Thor in the God of War sequel called God of War Ragnarok. And for him to be able to play a different role as Kratos and got an upgrade, I was on board. And I saw the first look of the set images when they were filming it. And then hearing him that he tore his bicep, and now that they're going to have a huge delay, and they did not want to wait that long for his recovery, they had to they shot like literally 4 episodes of the show. Now they had to go back they might like start from scratch, or they're probably gonna have to find a way to shoot around it when they get the new Kratos. But for Dave Bautista, I mean, I would have loved it if it was 10 years ago, but I just don't think it's the right time to now step into the role as Kratos. I mean, don't get me wrong. If they still cast him as Kratos, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. But for a guy that, like, I don't even know is he like around in his 50s or 60s or something?
He's 50. 58. He's 58.
Yeah, he's in his late 50s, and we've seen his shape now. He's not as bulky as he used to be. I don't know if it's because of his age catching up with him. Yeah, you see in his recent photos, like, he doesn't have that kind of a shape that he's used to. So I don't know if he'll be able to get back in the Kratos shape. He's basically going to have
for the Highlander movie, so he did technically get back in that shape.
Okay. I stand corrected. So yeah, there is a possibility if he is cast as Kratos. You know what? I'm not going to be against it. I think he has grown as a really good, decent actor when he's in the right role, especially when he was in Blade Runner 2049, which he was only in it for a short time. And I thought he was great when he was in a role like this. Knock at the Cabin, like, say what you want about that movie. I liked it, but his performance, he had a lot of range in his acting, in his performance in Knock at the Cabin. I mean, Spectre, even though the movie wasn't all that good for Spectre for the Daniel Craig James Bond, but he was decent in the movie. But this is going to be
on Highlander, and see how thick he looks, like how big he look, bulky he looks. He got back in shape.
Yeah. But this is going to be a big deal, especially when he's now carrying this franchise. If he's cast as Kratos, that's going to be a lot of big shoes to fill. I think he's only best when he's in a supporting role. But when he tries to have a movie that he is the main character, I just think that that's part of his weaknesses. Like, look, I didn't hate Army of the Dead, but I did not love the movie. I thought Army of the Dead was probably one of the most forgettable action thriller of a zombie movie. I
hated Army of the Dead. I was like,
I did not. It was not. I didn't hate it, but I just didn't think it was all that good. It was just
all over the place. And there's like zombies, but then there was also robots, and apparently
Dave Bautista did okay. He did okay, but I just think him carrying it's a different ball game. But you know what? It's on a television show from Amazon, so they could find a way to make it work. And they even confirmed that the actor who was playing Atreus in this first season, by the time they get to season 2, they're gonna have a big time jump where he's 13 or 14 years old, and they said that they're gonna recast him for Atreus in the role of the show. But I'm still willing to give it the benefit of the doubt if he's cast as Kratos.
If they just wait 3 years to shoot the season 2, then they'll be able to keep the actor.
I guess they just don't want. I guess they just don't want to wait 3 years. I mean, they're not going to try to play this whole. Oh yeah, you got to wait every other year to a new season. I feel like they want to do the show annually, because right now Fallout, they're doing the same thing for Fallout. They're putting out every season annually, and they're not going to make you wait 2 to 3 years for a new season.
You know why? Because because they said they're starting to. Hollywood's like, look, like, we need to go back to that method of we can do this yearly, because used to they'd be like, okay, we could spend more money. Like, ever since I think Game of Thrones is the one that started this, because when they delayed season 7, or season said season 8. We're not going to release it yearly. We're going to wait 2 years and release it in 2019, and then we're just going to write a big epic final season. Which they did, but at the same time, it's like you were doing for 7 seasons yearly. Now, like all of a sudden, like the last season is like it takes 2 years, which apparently they said the real reason was all the actors had gotten big in their schedules, and on top of that, the visual effects have been so big to shoot. They said now.
Speaking of the whole scheduling, like I wanted to piggyback on the whole actor scheduling. I think my speculation, I want to talk about the Batman Part 2 delay and why it got delayed. My guess is because Robert Pattinson has been filming 5 movies that is going to be coming. There's still going to be a couple of more movies that are going to be coming out this year. He did the Odyssey. He did the Primetime movie. Then he did the drama. Then he did Doom Part 3. And then there's a Netflix movie that's going to be coming out. I don't remember what it was, but he filmed 5 projects. Because I think that's part of the reason why the Batman Part 2 got delayed so many times, because the scheduling with the actors, especially Robert Pattinson's been doing multiple projects. It's like it was a messy schedule.
Yeah, and he had a kid in between with the Suki Waterhouse.
Yep, that's part of the reason too. That would make a lot more sense, because you got to remember the Batman Part 2. Robert Pattinson is the main character. He is the star of the franchise, so they had to wait for that shit.
Which also, like for instance, I sent you this article today about Sadie Sink saying that they were interviewing her, like this, like yesterday or today, and she said, she said at the beginning of the year I shoot X-Men, and then after I wrap X-Men, I got to go do FX for a limited series about this show I'm doing after it. So I'm like, she's already got her like schedule pinned out for the rest of the year. So she's like, I'm not done after X-Men. After I shoot X-Men, I'm going right to do an FX series.
And here's the thing, that's just proven that because people bitch along, why are they taking so long? Why are you taking so long? Well, here's the thing. Big actors like Sadie Sink or Robert Pattinson, they have a fucking full schedule that they want to focus on their first priority, or they have their personal thing going on in their life that they have to deal with. So there's a big many reasons why they wait so long. But I want to pass it on to Ryan. You haven't had a chance to say anything. I want to hear your thoughts on this.
I mean, I like Dave Bautista even back to his wrestling days, but like he started out wrestling like in that line of work as an old man, like in his early 30s, and is credit to him for being able to forge an acting career like out of all of that. So I am like, if they make him Kratos, I don't know how I feel about that, because I like him. Like, I think he is quite a good actor, but he's not a young man anymore, as you guys have been alluding to. So I don't think they build it around him, but at the same time, like, he's a name. So it's a bit more complicated than you might think.
Yeah.
Especially when I get the age range, but his character Kratos is not very young in the storyline. If you played the rebooted God of War, he's very more veteran, more older, darker, grittier character, and that's kind of what they want to find someone, because they can't find they're not going to find someone who's in their like 30s or 40s. They want to find some Kratos, that the actor who plays Kratos like around in this early 50s or so.
I told Ryan, I said, you know who I thought was going to get cast? Jason Momoa. I thought Jason Momoa was like,
hey, I wouldn't be against it.
Close. I was in the same ballpark.
But to be fair, like nothing's confirmed yet. They're like, don't hold off that possibility that Jason Momoa might be Kratos. You never know, because a lot of people over the years, I even remember over the years, even long before that, they were going to do a live action God of War movie. They were talking about doing a God of War live action, and over the years they were saying, hey, what if you get Jason Momoa to play Kratos, or what if you get Dave Bautista as Kratos, the live action Kratos back then?
He's probably the next phone call. They're like, if he passes, then Momoa's the next one. Then Roman Reigns the third.
Yeah, he's worked with MGM Studios too. They both worked together on that movie, the Wrecking Crew.
That's probably the next phone call. They're like, Jason Momoa, hold your thing. If Dave Bautista,
he'll say yes. If he got a phone call, he would say yes.
I don't think he can do it. Isn't he shooting Woman of Tomorrow, or not Supergirl, Man of Tomorrow right now?
He's not. They didn't confirm he's in the movie. Lobo's not in the movie.
He was confirmed already for that movie.
No, I don't remember. I don't even remember if they confirmed it yet. As far as I know, I could be wrong.
I thought they said Peacemaker.
No, Peacemaker is in. Yes,
and Green Lantern are going to be in Man of Tomorrow.
Well, maybe you're right. I'll definitely fact check it for sure.
I could have swore.
You might be right about. You could be. Yeah, you could be right. Yeah, you could be right.
But I guess to put a period at the end of the sentence, I feel like I would need to actually see him in action before I actually form a tangible opinion.
Also, let me ask you this: don't you feel bad for Ryan Hurst? Because this dude is like, okay, I'm no longer I'm a leading character now. Because even on Walking Dead, he was like a supporting character to the Whisperers. He was like beta, not the alpha. And then on Sons of Anarchy, he was like the secondary guy. Even in
He was
like
also he was in the Odyssey. He played
Yeah.
the mentor in the movie with Tom Holland, and I thought he didn't have a lot of dialogue, but he was really good. And I loved him in Sons of Anarchy. He was incredible on that show.
Yeah.
I feel so bad though, because it's like now it's like, okay, and with some people are theorizing online, maybe like it was just his performance. Maybe he just wasn't there, and like maybe when he tore his bicep, they just used that as an excuse. Like, well, we can recast now.
I don't think they would do that, especially they were far into the production of that show. I don't think they would go that far. I think that's just more of an online bullshit, like speculations like, whoa, they used that as an excuse to get rid of him. No, they did not.
I mean, it's true.
No.
That one's
There's no way that's a complete bullshit excuse. Like, that's not true.
I do think it is cheaper though. I do think it's cheaper to recast than it is to like wait for him to recover and waste all it, because they said
also they're not going to wait that long because the kid's not going to get any younger. He'll be a very nearly reaching like 12 or 13 years old by the time they finish the first season.
Reshoot all of those scenes over. That means that's going to double their budget. Meaning that this show has to have really great.
My guess is like if they wanted to cheapen the budget, they could easily just shoot around some of the scenes with Dave Bautista and the other characters.
What Zack Snyder did
and not do it. Yeah, that's what he did with Army of the Dead. He did the same thing in Army of the Dead. Because they didn't do that they didn't like start from scratch. They simply just shoot around it. That's their technique.
Tig said she was on a green screen a lot of the times, that they were cutting her in.
Oh yeah. And so I had to check the casting list for Man of Tomorrow. Yeah, the Jason Momoa's Lobo's not listed in as the cast, so he's not going to be in it.
All right, cool.
But,
all right, I didn't know. I didn't know. I read a story.
Yeah.
But do you all want to see Bautista's Kratos? Let us know in the comments. Love to read what you have to say. And to close things out tonight, let's talk about Gareth Edwards.
Yeah, apparently Gareth Edwards is not returning for the next Jurassic World movie due to creative differences, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean.
Universal Spielberg.
Oh my.
Universal and Emblem are gearing up for the next installment in the Jurassic World franchise, but sources tell Deadline that they will be in the need of new director, as Gareth Edwards will not be returning for the sequel. Insiders say the decision was made due to creative differences, and Edwards will now focus on other original projects he is developing. The studio is opening up the search for a new director. The studio released a statement Thursday saying, "We had an incredible experience working with Gareth Edwards on Jurassic World Rebirth. Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, and Mahershala Ali are expected to return for the next pick, with the hope to shoot in 2027. David Culp penned the most recent draft of the script. The Jurassic franchise has always evolved with different filmmakers and casts over the years. There have been 5 different core groups of actors/directors over 7 movies to date. What has remained consistent are the core architects, Steven Spielberg and Frank Marshall, in the movies delivering for the audience. Universal and Emblem successfully relaunched the franchise in 2025 with Jurassic World Rebirth, with Johansson, Bailey, and Ali leading the new film, and Edwards is directing. The film was a big hit, grossing $872 million worldwide, including $340 million domestically. So this comes to me a little bit more concerning. Like, why would you want him to exit for creative differences? I think that's a lame excuse. Especially when, dude, it's a Jurassic World franchise. People do not give a shit about the plot and the story. They want to see dinosaurs eat people. You think they really give a shit about a deep narrative story? You really think that creative differences? Maybe my guess is that I could be wrong about this. I think Gareth Edwards wanted to go back to the basics of what the original film worked in the first place and wanted to do something a little bit more on a smaller scale. My guess is that the studio and Spielberg are saying, no, we got to go big. We got to go like Fast and Furious style. At least that's my guess. We got to go bigger and better.
Well, I think honestly what it is they have a script. Steven Spielberg wants to use David Cope's script, and I think Gareth Edwards was wanting like, hey, I want to rewrite the script because I think it's not good. Because that's why David Leitch left Jurassic World Rebirth, because he was supposed to direct it for Gareth Edwards, and he wanted to say he thought the script was shit, and then they said, well.
It's definitely
Well-
not going to happen, but these movies just need to end because, like, not only like is like Gareth Edwards gone, like good riddance because Afterbirth was awful. You got frickin' you got
It wasn't the
Spielberg
direct-
and
You mean
Right.
Rebirth? You mean Rebirth, not Afterbirth?
Afterbirth.
Jurassic
That's what it
Afterbirth.
should have been called. Because like that movie was terrible, and then like you got Spielberg and like David Koepp, who are just coming off of Disclosure Day, which was also bad. So like they're trying.
Hey,
to
I
muscle
enjoyed the
in on
movie.
it.
I don't care. I actually really
Did you
enjoyed
also
the
enjoy
the
Jurassic World
Disclosure.
Rebirth? Did you also enjoy that?
I think the Disclosure Day is better than Jurassic World Rebirth. I think that was a better movie than that one. I mean, Jurassic World Rebirth, I think it was slightly better than the other Jurassic World movies, but I can acknowledge that it's not a great movie. I think
With
it had some
Disclosure-
ideas that Edwards had an idea where he wanted to go, but it would go
I-
more to the basic style of the 1990s monster dinosaur movies that we should have had. I just think the film was a mess.
I asked this to the kind but intense audience: would Jurassic World Afterbirth have been better if Emily Blunt as a telekinetic have been there, or would Disclosure Day have been better with the weed smoking teenager in there? You make the call.
I will say this though.
I think they should have just take the family out of the movie. It wouldn't have
You
changed
fucker, you
anything.
fucker.
I hate that. The family was the worst part of the movie that I fucking hated.
Fuck you, Ryan. Just laughing at the weed smoking teenager being.
But he stole that joke from you?
No, I was laughing because I'm just like Ryan's like, if you swapped, imagine taking Nelly Blood and putting her in Jurassic World Rebirth and then putting a smoking.
It probably would have been 10 times better. If you put Emily Blunt's character in the movie, it probably would have been better.
These fucking aliens, man. Let me tell you about the fucking aliens.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
There's
I can definitely buy dinosaurs in this world. I come from the world of indestructible iPhones.
I'm just saying, you know, maybe I died laughing though whenever you said like the swap the roles. I'm like, I can imagine that Disclosure Day. That's the sad part. It'd be so stupid. Emily Blunt, imagine Emily Blunt's the psychic. And we see a dinosaur.
She controls the dinosaurs, and that's going to be a new game plan. She
it
controls
worked
the
in Friday
dinosaurs.
the 13th New Blood. Why not? I mean, this movie.
I mean, why not? Might as well go in that direction.
But the
And
reason
then you
why
see the Invader Zim alien roll out at the end of Jurassic World Afterbirth to be like, listen, cinema.
imagine the
Cinema,
T-Rex talks and starts talking and goes, listen. And they're like, did that fucking T-Rex just talk? Feel like in Meet the Robinsons when it tries to mime out, I got this big head and little hand.
We've already set that precedent. Jurassic Park 3. Alan.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he was having a nightmare, the fucking Velociraptor talked to him on the plane in the nightmare sequence. Alan.
Which, for
But
the
yeah,
record, Jurassic Park 3 better than all the Jurassic World movies combined.
I'm gonna have to disagree. I countered that one. I completely
good.
disagree on that one.
The first Jurassic World movie was good. The rest is shit, though.
Search your feelings. You know it to be
No,
true.
Jurassic World 1 was great. If I had to watch the movies in order, I'd watch Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, because those are the two movies I really love. And then I would say Jurassic Park 2.
Jurassic World better than Jurassic Park 3.
Come on, man. That's garbage.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually agree with Jake on this one. I think it was better than Jurassic Park 3.
Roast this motherfucker, Matt, for saying that for having a stupid ass idea.
You serious?
Also,
I don't know what you're saying, buddy. Fuck you. Fuck me.
And I will not be harassed, bitch.
Hang on a second, I'm getting another call.
Hi, you're a loser. Please hold.
all right. So going back to this,
Why treat the customer this way? Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
here I am being the one with the civil conversation here. But
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
He says, I'm dealing with children tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the mature one tonight.
You're the one that told me to roast him.
Yes, but I didn't know you two were going at it. I was like, wow.
Who cares?
And I truly thought Ryan was going to be civil.
Same
on
here.
people believing that.
Well, Jurassic Park is my favorite movie of all time, and Jurassic World, those movies just do something to me. It
The
awakens
second
the
one
beast.
is terrible. The second,
No,
third one
I
are
disagree. No, I disagree. I think The Lost World was a very underrated sequel. I
No,
enjoyed The
I'm
Lost
talking about-
World.
I'm saying the
Honestly,
second
all the
Jurassic World
Jurassic
movie and
Park
the third.
with the word park, those movies are honestly like really good. Like Jurassic Park 1's all timer. Lost World is underrated in places. I defend it. And Jurassic Park 3 is not amazing, but I still like it. And all the world movies are trash.
No,
So,
I would
like,
say the first World movie is pretty good because it gives you everything you want in a Jurassic Park movie. It's kind of like Scream 5 or the Force
Bryce
Awakens.
Dallas Howard running in high heels.
The T-Rex, you have the T-Rex versus the Indominus Rex, then you have the scene where all the
I can get past with Bryce Dallas Howard running in heels. I can get past that stupid
you
shit.
have the
like in the movie.
T-Rex from the original movie versus the Indominus Rex. Then you have on top of that creepy scene where the Indominus Rex kills that fat guy, and then Chris Pratt cuts the gasoline, pours all over his body because he knows he's going to die if he doesn't because it's sniffing for him. And then you have the scene.
You have the
with
brothers who barely tolerate each other because their parents are getting a divorce. So yes, how early 80s of you movie.
But then you also have that cool ass scene with all the what's it called, pterodactyls. They get loose, they grab that one woman, they throw her into the river, and then the thing comes out.
We'll talk about more of the Jurassic Park franchise. Let's not go far into the beat for beat.
I had him, Matt. You fucking idiot! I had him. He was on my side.
You were literally just talking about everything that happened in the movie. You were literally just give away every plot point. And what was your point in the argument?
That individual scene was good. The rest of the movie's garbage.
Hey, you know what? I will say the stupidest scene is when the Velociraptors, they train them and then all of a sudden they turn on them. Like, the fuck do you expect?
Oh God! Oh no!
Well, they'll turn to their new alpha. That's kind of like the nature of the beast.
But I will say this.
We can totally train Velociraptors, guys. Velociraptors, we can totally train them. Like, what are we even like?
You what?
Dude, you brought dinosaurs to life. How far of a reach do you think this is going to be? Like, if you really want to get into the real world logic, you brought dinosaurs to life. That's what's this BS. It would not happen in real life. It's made up. It's fantasy.
Velociraptors
are... everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
Who's now not civil for this one now?
Okay.
Joke's on you, Jake.
But yeah, I will say this.
I love that clip so much.
But I just thought that would be a funny roast. I was like, but I will say this though. I do think it was like David Co-op and Steven Spielberg. So I think Gareth Edwards like, look, I have this idea. I think we can, if you just let me rewrite the script, I feel like we can make this really good. And then Spielberg, just like with the last movie, they're like, no, David is in charge of writing the story. He makes the final call. If you have a problem with that, you can go. And then he said, you know what? I'm not making a bad movie. Last movie I made was bad. I'm not making this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to be that director. Okay.
I don't blame Gareth Edwards because at least he didn't have an ego. The David Cup and Spielberg, they have an ego because they have a close biased relationship with each other. So it makes sense that he's like, hey, he's in charge. We want to still keep him on. And if you don't like it, there's the door.
And Frank Marshall's not going to say no to Spielberg. Frank Marshall will never say no.
No, because you got to understand, he's worked with him for a very long time. So of course he's going to be a little bit biased.
Arachnophobia got made because Spielberg told Universal to make it because Frank Marshall made that movie, and he's like and Spielberg got it.
Arachnophobia is severely underrated. If you
it is a great movie.
And also, like, hey, I'm not a Gareth. I mean, I really like Gareth Edwards as a filmmaker. I didn't like Godzilla as much as I wanted it to be. I didn't love the film as much. I thought it was pretty. I thought the first one that he directed was very boring and dull for me. Godzilla was the only best part of the movie, but I will say that Rogue One was definitely his best work, even though that most of the reshoots was not done by Gareth Edwards. But I still thought he gave us the goods. And the movie that he completely did his own thing, the sci-fi movie that called The Creator, I thought it was very underrated sci-fi movie that no one went out to go see. I thought The Creator was a very underrated movie.
Because you couldn't get 5 feet near the theater or else you'd fall asleep. What's playing in there? The Creator.
Boo, you whore.
How was this to him that time? He's like,
People are
"Fuck you, I
still
like the Creator."
sleeping from watching that movie in 2026. The movie came out in 2023.
And I'm like, you know what? The next time you have a thought, let it go.
It's Blade Runner, but way more boring.
It's just a genetic thing with you. Is it congenital? Did your mother drop you on your head when you were a baby?
I'm standing on business on that.
Shut when you think about it.
Ooh.
I did not do that. That was Jake.
I just thought that I just wanted to throw gas on the fire between you. There's some gas on the. But I've never seen The Creator, so I can't say. So I know Ryan.
It's on Hulu. It is streaming on Hulu.
I don't have 3 hours to spare, so I'm not watching it.
The movie's not 3 hours. Okay, that's an exaggeration.
Isn't that the one with Denzel Washington's son in it or whatever?
Yeah, that's the one.
How long is it? If it's like an hour 20, I'll watch it. If it's like
2 hours and 13. It's like 2 hours and 13 minutes.
Maybe when I have a spare moment this weekend, I might check it out. I will say it did look visually fantastic, but like it did visually look great. It looked something like Dennis Villeneuve would make, with like a rifle.
It did. Yeah.
Or in Ryan's case, Ryan said it looks like shit. it looks like
Gareth Edwards thinks a good helicopter song is Everything in Its Right Place by Radiohead. Let that sink in.
You just don't like it. You're like, he's like, is it like Ryan Johnson?
I defend.
What did he do to you?
I defend.
Is he like your second enemy? You have Ryan Johnson #1, then Gareth Edwards is #2.
The Godzilla 2014 movie is severely underrated. I think
liked
it's
it. It grew on me. At first, I didn't like it. I didn't understand it, but I loved it as.
But I have opinions on The Creator because like sci-fi movies are terrible nowadays. Like most of like the hard sci-fi movies are just boiled down to we live in a society. The Creator is one of those movies. It is just like
wow.
I wouldn't say that. I completely disagree on that argument.
I thought it was like to me just like Elysium. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, it's more like Elysium. Like this, it's like a Terminator meets Elysium, like a dystopian reality of future.
I always get him
and AI
story way better.
I always get him and Neil Blomkamp confused. Like him and Neil Blomkamp. Because I'm like,
wait, hold on. You thought Elysium was better than The Creator?
Yes.
I don't know what you've been smoking. I mean, Elysium was good, but it's not like good. It's not great.
You got Cybertronic Matt Damon shooting things. Like what's
that's cool, but it's a fucking basic straightforward film. It's literally ripping off his own previous story from District 9. He literally ripped off from his own movie.
There's no aliens.
It literally is the same movie as District 9, dude.
What do you mean? There are no aliens.
It doesn't have to have except for aliens, you have fucking cybernetic stuff.
He's like, you know what? I've seen Elysium once, so I can't. I don't really have enough backbone on this argument to say anything because I've not seen The Creator, so I can't say. But I know Ryan's seen it; he hated it, and Matt's seen it, liked it. I'm just happy it's not me and Matt fighting about it. It's Ryan and Matt. It's like, fuck this movie.
What a rare sight. What a rare sight.
I was like, I'm just watching, enjoying this fight. Like, yeah, you get him, Ryan. Yeah, you get him, Matt. You gotta let us sit on this talk to you like that, man.
What did you all think of the Gareth Edwards news? What did you all think of the Jurassic Park / World movies? There is a right answer. Let us know in the comments. Love to read what you have to say. And with that, that is another Small Zero episode in the books. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching the replay and you've made it this far, we greatly appreciate you. It means a lot to us. But Collins, tell the people where they can find you.
They can find me not watching The Creator on Hulu. But they can find me at 3D Movie Cinema. Fuck, no, that's not what they can find me. They can find me at the Real 3D Jake. I forgot. I keep forgetting it. At Real 3D Jake, where I will be doing a live review of The Creator tonight. But I will be I just dropped a review for Brand New Day, and we're supposed to do Gotham next week, and then we're gonna do a live stream next week. I need to talk to you guys off camera about next week because next week is D23. So I want to talk to you guys next week about we might have to do a show instead of next Friday and do it Sunday, because D23 is like supposed to be some big announcements next week. Unless there's a big thing that drops, unless like there's big news that drops all week.
D23 is mostly going to be focusing on the Marvel, like the Disney Plus shows. Mostly, it's mostly going to be more Disney Plus content.
Well, they might be the hot rumors. There's going to be the X-Men cast are going to be announced at D23.
Well,
maybe
we'll talk. But go over to Collins' channel and subscribe. Matt, what do you have coming up?
Oh, there's not really much coming up right now, but if you want to check out my non-spoiler review for Spider-Man Brand New Day, definitely check that out. My YouTube channel is MattY92. You can check out my full reaction for Vader Episode 2, Echoes of the Jedi by Star Wars Theory, a Star Wars fan film. So check that out as well. And Jake and I are going to eventually record episodes 9 and 10 for Season 1 X-Men 97 on the Small Zero channel.
Yep, go subscribe to them over there. As far as my personal channel goes, 1996 Project rolls on. I'm going to be doing a small little series because Ridley Scott's got a new movie coming out in the month of August, so I'm going to be covering some Ridley Scott movies that I've never watched, starting with Black Hawk Down. And then I've got special plans involving Resident Evil, but that'll be next month. But for Collins, for Matt, my name is Ryan Cam. We will see you all in the next one. You all have a very good night, and play that funky outro.